penalties for certain wardrobe things at this point of the season.
The anti-swag league strikes again.
Cavemen spread things out here on 2nd and 10, 4 wideouts. As they'll look to the sideline for the call. Micah Hunsaker, the offensive coordinator for the Cavemen, as they take a shot for the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Wilkinson.
Pass intended for Cade Wilkinson.
That was an amazing pass. Right there, number 19, Melosi Iloa was right there. The freshman, 6'2", 170. He's trying to make his own mark in this contest, but my goodness gracious, what a great play.
So that brings up 3rd and 10 here. Good pass breakup for the Tigers.
I lied. That was Easton Finch. My bad.
So we have a little bit of substitution here. As looks like we're ready to go for this 3rd and 10. Bunch formation on the far side for the Cavemen. Broadbent in the backfield is Gaisford over the far side looking for Miney, too high, but a flag flies late right at the feet of Gaisford.
Riker came in way too hot. You got to hold your water if the ball is out of the quarterback's hands. And he said, here comes the boom. And the ref said, here comes the flag.
Mickelson, the first one back in there.
They call them special teams. It does look like we have an injured Hawk player down, but that's 6 easy points there for those Alta Hawks. And again, special teams coordinator Joey Wilmore coming in strong today.
How about Alta blocks the punt from Westlake and recovers it for a touchdown to take the lead?
Man, Alta's special teams, last week they put on a show against Juan Diego, really kept that team in the game before they figured it out offensively. Here they are again a week later, special teams coming up huge.
Especially when they had to have it. I mean, that was absolutely unreal. All right, American Fork and Orem, AF still looking to extend the lead, still late in the first quarter as Gaisford goes to the end zone. Got a man in the back. Did he have it? No. Incomplete out of the back of the end zone. Oh, man.
And that receiver looks like he went down, landed on the ball, kind of funny. So he's down with an injury in the back of the end zone right now. Nearly came up with a fantastic touchdown catch. Oh, yeah. He was just trying too hard. He was trying too hard to catch the ball. He made the catch and hurt himself in the process.
So hard.
So let that be a lesson to you, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Let go of the ball, and maybe you won't get hurt. You won't score.
I mean, all in all, he was really trying to bring. He held on to the ball.
It's one of those, Dusty, that we argue about this every year. Cool plays like that should stand. I think there should be that exception that the refs have. That hey, if it was cool, let's let it be.
Cool play standard. It should be 6.
Yeah, I agree.
That was a very. I loved the effort.
Especially,
was super close.
Yeah, especially if you get hurt in the process. Yeah. I mean, let's have some buffer zone there.
the cool play part, I'm all about. That is something else. So Farmington getting close to midfield. We'll get it out with JJ and Sly here momentarily, but also Lone Peak they're driving on Timpview.
Yeah, big drive. That Lone Peak offense has got to keep pace. We talked about that. Nimaitolo, he's doing a great job. I mean, that offense is moving the ball enough, and they're doing it in a way that's keeping Timpview's offense off the field. They're holding on to the ball, controlling time of possession.
Well, let's send you back out to American Fork, trying to again score on Orem.
It's Gaisford back to pass once more. Pressure comes, able to step up. There's a flag down, as he will scramble, takes a big hit near the 11. And we'll wait to see what the flag is there.
On the carry.
Man, Junior doing a great job out there. Gaisford, he's fun to watch. I was wrong. I should have rated him. Gaisford family, I'd like to apologize publicly.
Well, 327 yards and 5 touchdowns last week. That's pretty high numbers for the junior for making his first career start.
What's worse is I even said
24-yard line.
I put down 4 touchdowns in my weekly podcast, and everyone's like, "You idiot!"
Like, oh, crap. For the Cavemen.
So the holding call brings it back to the 24. It'll be 2nd and 10.
There's some great stunts happening on that defensive line. They've got their speed rushers in here. The Golden Gandalf is out for now.
Tigers showing pressure. They'll bring 4 as Gaisford. Little check down pass, and Miney makes a good catch to corral that at the 20.
Miney, great catch, but Riker Mickelson is trying to make up for that rough in the passer. He says, I'm going to be on you like brown on rice.
Final minute of our opening quarter now. We're down to 40 seconds and counting. 3rd and long upcoming here for the Cavemen.
3rd down and 16.
16 is the announcement from our public address announcer tonight. And they'll send 4 wideouts in the formation. This might be the final play here of our first quarter. It's Gaisford back to pass once more. Pressure coming, and he's wrapped up. A.J. Snow with a sack.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Frost on the down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it.
Big sack there. Let's take you quickly to Lone Peak Timpview. Lone Peak still driving on Timpview. And we'll send it into this one.
Iumetolu, extra amount on the rush. Pulls it down. He is sacked.
The quarterback is sacked in the backfield by number 9, Ta'ani
Makasini with the sack.
And if you love defensive battles, then you are in for a treat. Both of these defenses are coming up big when they need to. We'll see this field goal unit come back onto the field for Lone Peak.
Number 45.
Try and get 3 more on the board, make it a 1-point game.
Brecken Carr now from 38. He hit from 37 a little bit ago. And it's a fake! And Carr's running! No flags! Would you believe it? Touchdown!
Now you have got to be kidding me! I don't think anybody in the stadium saw that coming. What a great play design and a great time to pull out that trick play. Get that 7 points rather than settle for the 3. Timpview's defense.
Holy cow!
Caught napping there. They'll be kicking.
How about that one? Go fake field goal, toss over the head, and the kicker just walks it in the end zone. Pretty awesome.
That was great. I hate it when great special teams plays happen and we have to acknowledge it. That was phenomenal. This is the play of the week so far, and I'm going to have to pretend like I enjoyed special teams play for a minute.
I do love that they switched the sides of the field.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at it because we're looking at the Timpview press box. That was hilarious. But that was awesome. To go fake field goal and get the touchdown. I mean, that was
that was a play call right out of college football 25 right there. They've been playing some video games out there at Lone Peak, but huge score to give them the lead. I believe they made the PAT, so that's the 10-7 lead for Lone Peak.
At some point that will make it onto the scoreboard. But let's send it out to Farmington and Bountiful. Game Night Live, Game of the Week with JJ and Sly.
And Dan Coates called
He saw it.
They're going to take a timeout. We will take one as well. 5:43 left to play in that.
So timeout there. We will get back there. 5:43 left in the half. As we'll get it back out. Let's send it now to Westlake and Alta.
Brown takes a snap. He's going to hand off to Nolan Lonez, and good way to start for a 3-and-out there.
Yeah, and that's exactly how you teach it right there. You want to string that play out and try and force the runner into into the sideline. I call it the boundary. Coach Speak sometimes sticks with you no matter what. But good job by the defense there, stringing it out, getting guys to the point of attack, and it's a very minimal gain for Alta.
Well, Drayson Afuvai, really, really nice ball pursuit there, Brian Brown.
Yeah, and Afuvai is another one of those guys on this defense that you can highlight. Another one is Fano. He's a cousin to Logan and Spencer Fano. For those Utah fans that might be watching at home, he is going to be a great player as well.
It's Tucker Brown again from the shotgun, and it's going to be a timeout for the Alta Hawks. Should we step aside? I think we should. All right, we're going to take a little break here. We'll be back.
So timeout here. Let's take you back out. Timpview Lone Peak is that Lone Peak defense got a 10-7 lead. Now the scoreboard is updated after the great fake field goal gave them the 3-point lead. But Jeff, this has been an interesting game to see Lone Peak and Timpview.
Yeah, it was, and you could kind of see Lone Peak calling fake field goals like that worked. It was awesome, phenomenal play. You could tell they know they've got to get into a little bit of a shootout mode. They can't let opportunities in the red zone go in this game. So it's huge for them to convert. Now, can they come up with a stop?
And he goes down. Junior Tahi off the right side.
Now his speed coming off that edge, just incredible. You know, we had some lightning in this area earlier, and I think we just saw some right there, but you didn't expect it from the defensive end. Just getting around that tackle, getting the sack, getting the quarterback's legs, making it a 3rd and long.
And this is exactly what Timpview, or rather the Lone Peak Knights want to, is they want to put this explosive Timpview bird rate offense behind the sticks. Triple Y receiver to the right on 3rd and 16 from the 14. Rasmussen slides up in the pocket, throws wide open is Zedekiah, Anahu Ambrosio, but he is going to be, we'll see where they mark it.
Pass is complete.
Boy, he just got there, Gavin. I was surprised he didn't turn it off field because he had plenty of green in front of him, but he just gets enough.
Man, I mean, you know, you never want to see him run east-west. Tried to get a little more room, should have just turned it, but he got it. And just what a play by Rasmussen, sensing the pressure, stepping up in the pocket and finding his man.
Rasmussen keeps it on the quarterback draw, and this time he gets about 6 up the middle.
Rasmussen with a carry out to the 36-yard line. Number 0, Bot Mulatalo.
Now
Mulatalo on the stop.
That's just a dagger, you know, or excuse me, a gut punch to Lone Peak's defense. You know, you get him in a 3rd and 15, a 3rd and long. Tried to get him on the 3 and out, and you just couldn't get him off field. So now you got to stop him again.
2nd down and 4 now after the play. Rasmussen, good protection this time. Going to throw long, and it's overthrown, incomplete, intended for Jared Pula.
Incomplete, intended.
Wanted that shot play. He may have had it if he got the ball away a little earlier, but that safety for Lone Peak just able to get there quick, and that hole closed up fast.
That's not a punt. It's not a punt. Oh, so we got to move it.
3rd down and 4 now. From the 35, extra man on the rush. It's picked up. Rasmussen is swallowed up. Mulatalo this time.
Carson Rasmussen with the scramble up the middle.
He was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So just getting back to the line of scrimmage was Carson Rasmussen before he gets absolutely popped. Let's take you to American Fork and Orem. Orem at the 10-yard line. I believe it's 1st and goal for the Tigers. Oh, 2nd and goal.
Vea back there as well, as that one's going to get stopped. Mickelson was the one that was going to try and stuff it in. It's a loss of 2.
Well, here's the crazy thing. Mickelson did lose 2, but he didn't get taken down.
Carry stopped for a 3-yard loss.
They get a 3-yard loss. We talked with head coach Lance Reynolds, and he said about the work ethic of Riker Mickelson and how big he's been for this Orem defense, but it's good to see him on offense now.
So he's a basketball kid. That's why he came to Orem, to play basketball. He wanted to be with his coach from Little League, and he's been excited to be here.
Yep. So we'll get back into that one. Sorry about that, as that one went out. So as soon as that comes back on, we'll get you back out to Orem. We'll keep you updated. So let's send it back to Lone Peak and Timpview. Lone Peak leading 10-7. Remember that lead coming off of a fake field goal back in the first quarter, but we'll have to wait on that one. So let's go now to Westlake as the Alta Hawks 3rd down and long for the Hawks, leading 10-0 at Westlake.
Different part of this game for him.
Fortunately, we got some wind screens on our mics here as the wind picks up. Brown takes shotgun snap, fires that one, and that's caught by Mac McKay, breaks the tackle, and he is brought down at the 34-yard line. Matt McKay back in the mix.
And I apologize to the McKay family if I'm pronouncing it wrong. It's been McKee or McKay all night long. But really all you need to know about it is that he's greatness. You see the quick little sidestep, avoids a second defender, able to get a few more yards, and that's an explosive play for the Hawks.
So we'll keep our eye on what's going on as you have Alta moving the football here against Westlake, but Orem lined up for a field goal and another block for American Fork.
Yeah,
block another field goal attempt of Orem.
Special teams, man. Moose Bingham would be really thrilled with the special teams performance really across the state. It seems like all of our games have had at least one big special teams play so far tonight.
Been absolutely interesting. So let's keep it here, Alta and Westlake, and then we'll keep our eye on what's going on. Bountiful leading Riverton 10-3. Alta leads Westlake 10-0. We'll have that one there, and then we'll also have Lone Peak come back up, and then also Orem, which we do have still 10-6. AF leading Orem. Both in the big Alta and Westlake.
Takes shotgun snap. Fires that one. Matt McKay makes the play over the middle and into the end zone for 6. Evan Morton, rather. Evan Morton into the end zone for 6 on the post route.
Evan Moore out there snatching souls, and you can see the speed on display as he slips in front of the defender, snatches the ball out, and it's nothing but pay dirt, and the Hawks are flying high, 16-0 pending the PAT.
Evan Morton, track star, turned football player, breaks this into a 16-0 game here.
Well, it speaks to Coach Burdett's dedication for this program that he's out there actively recruiting athletes from the school to go play football, and paid off big time for the Hawks there.
And the PAT.
The point after is good. How about Alta? 17-0.
Yeah, big play. 17-0 lead. I haven't seen enough from that Westlake offense to make me feel very confident that they'll come back. Alta has played really, really well. Before we jump in to our next game, I've got a big update for you, Dusty. Big score update. Crimson Cliffs, a week ago, they go to Morgan, and they get beat by 3A Morgan. They're now taking on Bingham, and it's the Mustangs with a 7-0 lead over Bingham at Crimson Cliffs.
At Crimson Cliffs.
What a turnaround for Crimson.
And Bingham was ranked just outside of our top 10. They're number 11.
Yeah. Well, maybe not. Yeah, let's see how
see
how they turn around. We'll see what happens.
That's a long season to see what's going on. As we're showing you Timpview and Lone Peak on the stream, and we just had a holding penalty. Going to back things up there. It's all been interesting watching what's happening at the moment because Timpview and Lone Peak 10-7. Lone Peak leads, and that score was a fake field goal.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been fun for me to see the Lone Peak defense keep this Timpview offense out of sorts. The offense has done enough to set them up and get them into positions where they can do things like a fake field goal. But the defense has been really, really surprising so far how they've been able to just completely stifle this Timpview offense.
Nehemiah Tolu tried to complete that ball to Tahi, could not hold on to it, so punting unit will come on for Lone Peak as we're nearing the 8 o'clock hour, at what point I will be dipping out. Dane will be taking back over, but it's been fun. This first half has been very, very interesting to see what we got.
Yeah, it's been a ton of fun. It's been a ton of fun to have you back in the saddle where you belong. It's been great for this first hour, and really a bunch of great games to go along with it here throughout the state. Let's get you back out to Bountiful for a game night live game of the week. Bountiful is driving against Farmington.
So the defenders, if he's doing that same motion when he keeps it, it keeps the defenders honest and gives them the edge right there. Great job by Geilman. Great decision at the quarterback keeper right there, making it short of 2nd and 3.
Just short of the marker, 7-yard gain. A lot of options here on 2nd and 3 in the playbook. See what they go with. They're going to throw it. Geilman into the wind, throwing deep. McSwain again. Fingertips, could not haul it in. There's no laundry on the field. So great defense by Farmington.
Great job. Gave your guy a chance. It's hard. You're throwing into the wind on that, but it was there. And somebody's got to come up with a play, but great defense right there.
Afu Fia.
Fia on the coverage. He was tight. He wasn't beat. Made it happen. They tried to do what they did on the first play of the game. You remember where we're at on the field. You're on your opponent's 45-yard line. Yeah, fool me once, you can't do it again.
Under 2 minutes to play. Geilman hands it off. Fekitoa up the middle. Ooh, it's close.
He's short. He's just short. Just short. It's going to be fourth or short. I'd go for it.
No doubt.
I do that QB run game.
We got an injury on the field, unfortunately.
I blew that whistle pretty quick.
Got 2 of them.
Each team.
I hate to see this. They'll attend to both players. We'll sort it out. We'll take a break. We'll come back and give you their status after this. 10-3 Bountiful.
So we got an injury here. Let's take you quickly. American Fork and Orem. Final moments of the first half, and then I'll be handing this over to Dane Stewart, who will take care of the second half of Red Zone.
Sheet here. So that's Dyson Richards.
Secure the ball. So puts him a little bit behind schedule on the play. More experienced players able to get his feet planted and get upfield a little bit quicker. It's not quite a first down. It's still a great play.
Like you said, guy like Evan Morton.
Well, so we're up against the 8 o'clock hour. Going to take us to our second break of the hour and my final one of the night. But first of all, Jeff, thank you. Man, it's been so much fun hanging out for this hour.
Yeah, man. Glad you're back.
Been a blast.
Been a lot of fun.
So much fun. Dane Stewart taking back over. I'm Dusty Litster. Been a blast spending the first hour of Red Zone with you. We'll send it back, and we'll be back in about 3 minutes here on KSL Sports Friday Night Red Zone.
Actively trying to pursue, and boy, Alta looks like they may be okay. There's a little bit of a snafu trying to get the right team on there in terms of getting the pump block on, and they've had a lot of success. So for Alta, you really want to get the right guys out there.
Well, earlier in the game, if you're just joining us, Alta did get their first touchdown off a block punt, which Matt McKay jumped on. That one bounces to the 15, and it was fielded
Runners brought down
by Russell
Finnegan Maurer.
And Finn Maurer, nice play.
Yeah, good job there by the coverage team. You always get a little nervous as a coach anytime you see those big bouncing kicks, because that's when things tend to go wrong on you. Guys misjudge stuff. I don't know about you, Mike. I wasn't much of a baseball player, but it's because I always struggled with the grounders. So good job by the Alta Hawks to secure it. Better job by Westlake to get the runner down, especially with a kick like that where it kind of outkicks the coverage.
I mean, well, the punt, too, took a Westlake bounce. And again, it's just not the worst case situation for the Thunder. Is you got Alta at their own 18. Brown takes a snap, fires that one toward Morton, and it's picked off.
Pass complete for Wesley. First down.
Well, I like the thought there. I think that's our same guy out there, Finn Maurer.
I was confused there because the PA guy
Finn Maurer
really threw us off. He thought it was the completion as Finn Maurer picked it off.
Yeah, and just in our defense, the loudspeaker is literally right in our ears. And so, again, Finn Maurer Island is open for business. Get your stocks in. We'll take calls on the off the air afterwards. Get your shares. It's a great job. I like the call by the Hawks. Well, 2 things happened. 1, the wind picked up and started to whip real bad right then. And 2, Brown took a hit right to the chest as he released it, not allowing him to follow through. The ball floats on him just a little bit. I don't like this personal foul call. Again, love and positivity, whatever. The bigger story here, Finn Maurer,
man, what a play.
Just so impressive.
2 picks today.
Yeah, and a deflection earlier.
Yep.
He really has shut down that left side of the field.
1 pick last game, 2 today. He's got 3 on the season.
And so they'll come back in. It'll be first and goal from the 2. A gain of 25 on the pitch and catch.
Gaisford has been so freaking impressive, I can barely handle it. What a stud.
Under 5 minutes to go now in the quarter. Broadbent in the backfield as Gaisford going to lob it for Miney, who lays out, can't catch it. Good job in coverage there. Number 21, that's Easton Finch.
Receiver.
Wow.
Defending for the Tigers.
Second and goal.
That's a nice thing about being 1st and 2. There's a plethora of options of what you can do.
As we're seeing Broadbent still in the game for American Fork. Madden Jensen normally the starting running back.
And welcome back here, Friday Night Red Zone. Dane Stewart, Jeff Hansen with you. Thanks for joining us. We're going to take you right to American Fork and Orem because the Cavemen have it inside the 5.
So they'll keep Broadbent out there.
Just let you guys know, 4:30 left.
And counting so far here is we get a whistle, I think a timeout for Orem here. And it is timeout Tigers.
Timeout on the field.
We'll step aside. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Okay, timeout there. So we're going to head over to Bountiful now. And, of course, Jeff, we didn't talk about new helmet logo for the Phoenix this year.
Yeah, and they look good.
How would you rate that?
I think it's a strong A-. It's really tough to get an A in my book.
Yeah.
But this is about as good as I've seen so far this year. And then you pair it up. I don't really like the teal uniforms generally.
Yeah.
But this combination looks fantastic tonight.
They got to do some work on the pants. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
45 seconds left in the first half of that one and a timeout there. We had a timeout at AF Orem. Look.
We bring you in and everything goes to timeout.
Everyone hears Dusty's gone, Dane's on. Let's all take a break.
Yeah.
And
game's over. That's really what just happened. Game is over. Dane's in. Why are we even playing anymore?
That's a great question. It's a great question. I mean, if Dusty's not running us through the state, I mean, there's no use.
It's true.
That's why Jeff's here. You got to carry this thing. So.
I mean, this gives us a good chance, though, to slow down a little bit and kind of go through some of the things happening throughout the state.
Actually, let's head back to Orem. Jeff, I mean, come on, man.
No, you're
Pay
right.
attention.
This is on me.
Timeout's over. Back to Orem AF here with the ball at the 3.
And not allowing that ball.
That has been what's happened all night tonight. That darn internet.
It's tough.
You think streaming's easy.
Yeah.
And then you try it and technical, man. I mean, you can only do so much.
You know, Utah County's always been known as a dead spot for internet, I guess. And so I think that's what's happening. But like I was saying, Dave, let's go through some of the games in the state.
Let's do it.
Really kind of a big game up north. Fremont at Roy.
Great rivalry.
And if you look at what's happened up north, we got to put that into context. Westfield opens up. Roy loses some talent. Nate Tuatagaloa goes to Fremont. There's a lot of shuffling between those schools up there. But the Royals, throughout it all, man, they are taking it to Fremont right now. It is 22-0 midway through the second quarter.
Yeah, and of course, Roy last week, it was, and I'm going to get this name wrong, I'm sure Eleniki had 2 interceptions for Roy in their week 1 win. Good start for them. Bountiful had a 3rd and 27, and Geilman was able to pick up a couple, but it'll be 4th and a quarter of a football field coming up for the Red Hawks here.
I've been impressed with Geilman. He really he emerged last year as okay, he could facilitate things. But how's he going to do this year without, Satuala, who was really like the heartbeat of that team, that emotional leader? He's been poised.
The air attack really relied on Satuala last year. Right?
Yeah.
He was kind of he was like the Jerome Miles for that offense, really. It was kind of like, hey, give it to Satuala. He can win the ball. Any 50-50 ball, it's more like 90-10 with him on the field, right? And then you return the running game, and I really like the pieces that Bountiful has.
I do too. I think that's the team that is the best, I guess the most equipped to compete with Timpview at that classification.
See, and I'm still thinking West has a great opportunity.
That's true. We haven't seen West. They're playing out-of-state games.
They are and they're playing out-of-state again this week. Meanwhile, Lone Peak added a field goal. Quick update for you here. Lehigh taking on Desert Hills. Desert Hills has this inside the 10. Oh, that was coughed up. Did they say he was down or not? Yeah, he was down. So it'll be goal to go here for Desert Hills.
Really worked hard, though. He takes being QB1 very seriously and puts in the work, doesn't he, Coach?
Oh, yeah.
Rondell, RPO, going to give it and tackle for a loss is Andresen.
I'd go back to that empty set. You can run quarterback draw out of it.
Just nowhere to go for Isaac Andresen.
No, it's
big tackle there by Carson Wren. I think he's the outside backer there, or the strong safety, and he comes up on a blitz.
Yeah, your best rusher right now is Garrett's legs.
Yeah.
So why not spread them out? Maybe run a little QB draw, a little power.
It was a punting situation for Bountiful. The snap was high. They retreated to try to punt the football, and the punter got leveled. Farmington's on it at the 21. There's 30 seconds to go. Farmington has a chance to tie this up.
The theme of the night, man, special teams plays. Does that go in the book? I guess it's a block punt. He didn't really block the punt. He just tackled the punter.
Well, I think eventually it's a block punt, right?
So, right?
So we'll credit him for a block punt. But, I mean, end of the line, Bountiful's thinking they take a lead. Now all of a sudden Farmington's just outside the red zone, chance to tie it. This would be huge for the Phoenix because it was a tough week 1, and we got a timeout here. So let's see, where do we want to go? We'll go back to Desert Hills. They've got it here on the 4.
2 downs. But this is a must-have right now.
Yeah.
Down 28-0 late in the third quarter. Under 2 minutes left in the quarter on the Nets on fire clock. Out of the gun, it's Grondell. He's in a pistol look. They put a man in motion. Here comes the pressure, and Grondell is sacked. 55 and 27 there converging. That is Esikia. And also 55. Haven't called it Big 55. Double Nichols' name. That is Onwo, Jeremiah Onwo.
Oh, that's got to be a misprotection call because they let 2 guys free off that left side.
And the left tackle is a good one for Desert Hills, Simon Fuatololo. But yeah, I think you're right.
You see here, it was the guard,
Yeah.
the left guard, not the tackle.
He blocked down instead of out.
Yep.
So they're going to try the field goal. They're going to try to get some points on the board, get that goose egg off the scoreboard here. It's going to be a 30-yarder. The holder is number 18, Brock Stuckey, and the kick is up, and it is good by Duckett.
Nope.
No, he missed it.
Catch is made. Touchdown, Farmington. Afu Fia.
Well, you can tell they tried to go to him a couple times in this game, and they finally were able to connect. Ooh, you got to go for it. After a turnover, a change of events like that, that's when you take those chances. That was a great play call right there. That is a fine. They were in the zone right there.
Jeff, what a huge special teams play. Some didn't want to believe it, but it leads to a potential tie ball game here at the half.
Just an enormous momentum shift because, you're right. Bountiful's ready to take over. They're really ready to go into the half with the lead. Now It's a tie ball game. It's all brand new. We've got Lone Peak is also driving. Looks like they're going to take a timeout here before the half.
Do we dare go to Orem?
I don't know. It feels like we've been cursed so far.
Someone knock on wood. If you're out there, knock on wood as we head out to Orem High School.
Right to Yongi, and he's got a first down.
Pass complete
Oh,
to Fletty
wow.
Yongi, and that's good for
Great
a Tiger
job,
first down.
And phenomenal tackle by the bourgeoisie.
Defending for the Cavemen.
That'd be Justin Bourgeois, the heart and soul of this defense, if you ask head coach Aaron Beam.
For when he makes a tackle, we should only speak in French. Oh la la, bourgeois.
First and 10 from the 47, 2 minutes and counting here in the half. Both teams with 2 timeouts left as this handoff is going nowhere. First one there for the Cavemen is Connor Farley.
Oh, Connor Farley
For a loss by the
and number
Western Port
61,
defense.
Dallin Afu, throwing up the tees for Tonga.
Loss of 5 on the play.
Loss of 5, backs it up to the 42 for a second down. The clock runs.
The clock's coming into play now with less than 1:30 to go. You got to get something going, and I feel like it's time for some Little John shots.
So after the timeout, second and 10 following the spike. 14 seconds left here in the first half. 2 timeouts left for Lone Peak, 1 left for Timpview. They bring a man in motion. It's McNeil. Look, at somebody got a head start. No flag. Throw to the end zone. Niamatolu. And incomplete. Good coverage downfield intended for Mayberry. And it'll bring up
Pass
third down.
falls incomplete, intended for number 5, Jay Sean Mayberry.
That would have been a tight window.
I just call him the magician the rest of the game. Now you see me, now you don't.
Trips to the far side here from the 38-yard line. Kaava back to throw again. Over far side, Akana. Wrestled down at the 32.
Throwing it on a rope. That arm is redonkulous. That is a very difficult throw from the boundary to the field to the numbers on a rope.
Second down.
And the subsequent extra point. Niumetolu looking, throws the fade to the end zone and incomplete. Intended for Staley with 4 seconds left to go. They will bring in Brecken Carr for this field goal.
To the near side. Akana here on the near side. Kaava still looking. Pressure coming. Throws a prayer. And Nobody really there. No flags either. Akana, the closest one there.
That was a great basketball play, boxing out Akana. I love that strategy down the field.
Third down.
So the clock does stop with 32 seconds left, and it'll be 3rd and 4.
He was throwing that off balance.
With a man wrapped around him.
He said, I've had kids around my ankles. I've had people on my shoulders, and it doesn't matter. I'll still get this ball in the right spot. Whew.
So 3rd and 4 upcoming. 3 wideouts to the near side as Sanders goes in motion. Keep an eye on Iyangi near side too. Cavemen show pressure. They're coming up the middle, and Kaava can't escape.
And there's a flag. Might have been a little bit early.
It's over on the far side, right at the line of
Lone Peak, Tim View. That Knights have it inside the 20. They're in a timeout. We'll get you to that one as soon as they come back. Jeff, we've talked about some big games this week. There's some great rivalries. There's South Summit, North Summit going on this week. How about Park City, Timpanogos? That's been a great battle last year. They had 2 fantastic matchups. They're squaring off tonight. A lot of really, we talked about Fremont Roy. There's a lot of really awesome battles going on here in week 2.
Yeah, a lot of history, a lot of rivalries, and then some really good games from really non-traditional rivals. Syracuse and Brighton, that's turned out to be a really good game. Syracuse, surprisingly, we talked about it here in the studio. They were up 14-0, and it was, whoa, what's happening there? It's now halftime. Brighton's come all the way back. It's 14-all. So that's going to be a game here in the second half.
Lone Peak looking like they're lining up here for a field goal, as they've got 4th down from the 16-yard line. We know what happened the last time they tried to kick a field goal, Jeff.
Yeah, we won't make the mistake of not showing Lone Peak field goals again.
And just so you know, I was in studio. Jeff didn't want to show that field goal.
I didn't.
He was like, a field goal, really?
And I stand by that. I stand by it. I was wrong once, but I'm right 100 times.
So we're not taking any chances here. This is a 33-yard try here for the Knights. Chance to go up by 6.
I don't anyway. Everybody else might, but I don't. Anyway, here's Brecken Carr now for a 34-yarder. He's 1 for 1 already in this game. Good snap, good hold. Carr's kick on the way is up, and
phenomenal job by Cade Wilkinson. The difference has been the...
Oh, boy, how about this? Orem was punting on 4th down. It was a little bit of a hand in the dirt to keep his balance. Kind of, oh, boy, this might be trouble. AF takes it back for a punt return touchdown.
Special teams. I mean, that has been the theme of the night so far. Big moment there for AF, and then we saw the Lone Peak field goal. Lone Peak misses a field goal with a chance to extend their lead. Special teams. It's seemingly every game, special teams has had a big role so far tonight.
There was a flag. It just got waved off. So Cade Wilkinson, according to the Max Preps roster, takes this back probably about 80, 85 yards for the punt return touchdown, and that will make it 19-6 for American Fork. Jeff, how about these Cavemen? They were not on my preseason roster. They put up 42 against Corner Canyon. Oh, man, that's nice. Corner Canyon's defense maybe is not. American Fork, they've been impressive.
You know, it seems like every year American Fork just reloads. They are who they are, maybe more so than any team in the state, that they just figure out a way to be a very good football team year in, year out. They plug and play guys. I'm with you, Dane. I did not have American Fork playing this well on my bingo card to start the season, but man, they've been impressive.
By the way, how about a little accountability, all right? Because last week, I think we were talking at the end of week 1. I think we were both like, Corner Canyon's defense, IMG, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Look, it's time for Dane to eat a little bit of crow on that one.
Yeah, I'll have
Corner
some
Canyon's
too.
defense was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I don't felt like I dogged them last week, but it was, hey, this defense, if they're going to beat IMG, the defense has to take a step up, and they did.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cody Gardner, all the guys on the defensive side for Corner Canyon in that big win. You and Dusty talked about it a little bit. I had to own up to it. Super impressive.
They played really well. Diesel Dart at linebacker, Jackson Dart's little brother, he made a couple of big plays in the second half. He was there on a forced fumble. He was there on a fourth down attempt by IMG that Corner was able to stop them and take over. Those were 2 huge plays in that game. Corner Canyon always seems to have that guy. I mean, going back to Owen Borg and Harrison Taggart, they always seem to have that linebacker. Diesel Dart kind of showed me that, hey, maybe that's the next Corner Canyon linebacker to come out of that system last night.
Yeah, he's a youngster too, if I recall.
Yeah, I think he's just a sophomore this year.
I wanted to say he was a freshman last year, but
yeah.
Let's be honest, my timing is not very good, so I didn't have a lot of confidence in that.
Yeah, he looked great. Corner looked great. That defense, I'll have some of that crow with you, so when you're done taking your serving, go ahead and pass that plate over to me. Yeah, absolutely.
We can share.
On your side of the field.
You know, I'm just looking at some scoreboards. We've got a lot of halftimes going on. We talked about San Juan last week, San Juan.
Yep.
Lost last week. The winning streak came to a close. Good start for them tonight. Taking on Juan Diego. Juan Diego team was super impressive. That one was 20-0 Broncos.
Wow.
Tonight against the Soaring Eagle.
Against that Juan Diego team that looked so fantastic against Alta a week ago. Haven't had a chance to say that. A bounce-back game for San Juan. We haven't said that in a long time, but a good bounce-back game for San Juan.
How about Weber PG? 7-6 in that one. Weber with the lead. Interesting start.
Kind of a surprising score, at least for me, at the half. Maybe Riverton is a better team than most people think. Riverton beat Syracuse last week. Syracuse is now in a dogfight with Brighton. They're taking on Ridgeline, and Ridgeline, they are up. Thrillville up there. I mean, Ridgeline is the real deal. They are loaded with talent. It's a 14-7 game. Riverhawks at the half. Riverton's able to keep that close.
You know, we talk about a lot of great rivalry games. How about Spanish Fork, Maple Mountain? For those on the stream watching that one, this one's got about 35 seconds left in the half. It's second down here for the Dons, trailing 21-13 to Maple Mountain, and that one taken up near mid. No, they say incomplete. Well, I thought he caught that one.
I thought he did too. I wonder if he didn't have possession when he went out of bounds. I think based on what we saw from Spanish Fork last week, maybe this is right where they want to be. Remember that come from behind performance? Here they are again in that rivalry game. Spanish Fork, they made me a believer last week in their resiliency and their ability to come back.
Look, since we are the uniform experts.
Absolutely.
What do you think of those homes for the Dons? Did you see those?
I did not get a great look. I'm looking at
Tell the camera operator, just move over a little bit.
We need to see the black jerseys from Spanish Fork. I'm looking at the Maple Mountain jerseys, though. They're giving me these Boston College vibes. I feel a little bit like I'm watching Matt Ryan play.
All right, so you got the darks for Spanish Fork. You got the maroon numbers with a white shadow.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It's Dane approved.
Ooh.
It's Dane approved.
We have different tastes.
You don't like that?
Not a fan. The drop shadow with the white, I don't know. It's not doing it for me today.
Well, Jeff.
I've been wrong before.
I used to I thought you had good taste. Learning a lot.
That was your first mistake. There's no question about that.
Other action going on tonight, we'll just update you on with games again at the half. Davis all over Copper Hills, 49-8. That one's still in the first half. Talked a little bit about San Juan.
A surprising outcome so far, and maybe it's not, but maybe it just kind of speaks to when you lose a lot of talent. Springville. I mean, they've been right there for the last several years. They're taking on Bonneville at home. The Lakers are up 28-20, and I talked to some folks who were there. It seems like that Bonneville offense is kind of able to do whatever they want in this one. That's an interesting score. Just looking at box scores without knowing all of the details, I wouldn't have predicted that game.
Well, here's another one that I could ask you what your prediction was. What would you have thought Manti Snow Canyon would be?
After the Manti performance last week against the
Snow
school
Canyon
from St. George,
last week.
I would think Manti would be up big.
21-7 Snow Canyon at last check.
The Templars. Mason Starkweather Industries, as Dusty calls them. They got to figure out a way to get that offense rolling.
Yeah, that one, not going to lie, I was scrolling through, and that was surprising. How about the Carbon Dinos? They got a lead? I mean, what's the Juffy Bowl looking like tonight?
Yeah, the Juffy Bowl, Clearfield lost yesterday. They played Hunter. They lost by 2. So really, the Juffy Bowl, Carbon's all over Clearfield in the Juffy Bowl right now. We didn't get a chance to talk about it a ton with Dusty, but Morgan last night pitches a shutout against Skyview. That's back-to-back really, really strong performances from the Trojans. I know you're a celebrity up there in Morgan. I know they treat you like royalty. We might have to find a way to get out to Morgan again the way that the Trojans are playing.
Happy to go. I won't even require a police escort this time. I'll venture out on my own.
That's brave of you.
Autographs will be for free. Right? I won't charge anyone for the old signature. Hey, I'm all in. This is crazy. I saw this last night, and we talked about this before the show started. Do you remember Skyview shutout?
Yeah.
Thursday night.
Yep.
Do you know how many games Skyview had gone without being shut out? Last night broke a streak. Do you remember how many games Skyview had gone without being shut out?
And this is going to really speak to my intelligence because you guys gave me the answers to this test.
An hour and a half ago.
I want to say it was 212? 212?
218. Last time Skyview was shut out was 2005.
Yeah, if you would have given me multiple choice, I think I could have been, 212, this is probably close.
Here's the crazy thing, right? We love Dusty.
Yeah.
You know what year Dusty and I started this?
2005.
2005.
You know what?
That was the last time Skyview got shut out was the first year Dusty and I called games together.
That's crazy. Dusty and I put this together on air last year. You guys called a baseball game that I pitched in. That's how long you guys have been doing this. You called some of my high school games. I don't bring that up to make you feel old, but I did want to point out that you're older than me.
I am. the gray hair would back that up. Meanwhile, looks like Spanish Fork had to punt, so Maple Mountain has it at their own 20, about 13 seconds left. We do have games coming back, Lone Peak, Timpview. We got 10-7 on our scoreboard of that one. A lot of the internet says that one's tied up at 10. So we'll try to get that resolved for you. Lone Peak going deep, and that one just incomplete as Maple Mountain here to take the knee to take it to the break. A couple of other – go ahead, Jeff.
I was just going to talk that Lone Peak offense. Really good ball there by Niamey Tolu. I've been impressed with Lone Peak in this game. I really thought that Timpview would come in and have a lot more success offensively. And Lone Peak's impressed me. 21-0 against Bingham, and who is Bingham? We don't really know. They weren't great, Lone Peak, offensively last week. I mean, it was kind of herky-jerky for most of that game. I've been impressed with the Knights. It's still not ugly, or it's still not pretty. It's ugly football. But if they can be that team that wins ugly, they're going to win a lot of games this year.
They will. Now, you know who they play next week?
I'm ready. Who do they play?
Corner Canyon.
Well, yeah. I don't know that anybody.
Ugly's not going to get the job done.
If IMG's not beating Corner Canyon, I don't know who's going to beat Corner Canyon. I mean, maybe BYU. I don't know. I mean, I think that might be what has to happen.
Might depend on the site.
Yeah, that's true.
And injury report
and the refs. The refs, of course.
Those refs. Those darn refs. How about this? Olympus and Provo, the Titans we talked about earlier, they lost to Spanish Fork last week, and good start for the Titans tonight, 23-13 with the lead over the Dogs.
Yeah, Pineview, another game. They're looking for a bounce back after their loss to Manti. They are up 17-7 against Canyon View. The reason that's news for me, Brock Harris does not have a touchdown yet in this game. So 17 points for that Pineview offense without Brock Harris finding the end zone.
That's a good sign.
That's a good sign because Brock Harris is going to find the end zone at some point, probably twice.
How about this one? I think this one's really interesting. Green Canyon leading Stansbury 10-0.
Yeah.
Stansbury had a nice win last week. Green Canyon, remember they made it to a semifinal last year. It was really behind their defense. We knew that offense would develop. They had some youth last year. I think that offense has taken another step this year. They looked really good last week. Good start here in week 2 for the Wolves.
And that's a big culture school there. I mean, that coaching staff, they get that team to play team ball. And we talked about it a lot last year during their playoff run, that they are really assignment sound on both sides of the ball. They maybe don't have that star playmaker, but it seems like they have figured some things out, and they are also a force to be reckoned with at 4A.
There's also North Summit, South Summit tonight. And remember, South Summit lost last week to Beaver. How about this? I don't know the last time North Summit beat South Summit. Feels like it's been a while.
Yeah.
13-0.
Yeah.
North Summit with the lead.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big surprise is what that is.
Boys in Colville.
We've got another rivalry up north. Northridge is playing Layton. They are in Layton, and Northridge is up 14-0. Layton, they found some things last week against Westfield, had to come back in the second half to get a win, but the Knights getting the best of the Lancers so far.
Yeah, the battle of the airfield, right?
That's right. What's the real military school? Is it Clearfield? Is it Northridge or is it Layton? The answer is Clearfield. Clearfield
Clearly.
is the answer to that question.
And don't be fooled by Utah Military Academy Hill Field. No, it is Clearfield.
It is Clearfield.
You can put the name in your high school name all you want.
That's
We're not
right.
buying that.
Clearfield City actually just they dubbed themselves the military city of Utah. I don't know if there was like an election, a pageant or some kind, but Clearfield now has the signage to prove that that's who we are. So that's me.
There you go. Insight you would not have if you did not join us here on Friday Night Red Zone.
Another game that is an interesting outcome so far. Pleasant Grove up 12-7 at Weber.
Yeah.
At Weber, maybe my favorite football field, favorite view, favorite place to take in a game at Weber. Some interesting stuff at Weber. What's going to happen at the quarterback spot there? They've got Ketch Cardney coming back for another year, but he's hurt. Carter Payne, the freshman, starts last week. Played phenomenal.
Well. Really well.
He played really, really well. They could have, depending on what happens in these next couple of games, there might be a little bit of a quarterback controversy up in North Ogden.
You want to know where there's no controversy?
Ready?
It's at their linebacker spot.
Yeah.
Tyler Payne. The Payne train. Whoop, whoop.
Well, and if the freshman wins that job, you've got the Payne train on both sides of the ball.
You do.
Carter Payne and Tyler Payne.
Yeah.
Both are playing very, very good.
We're going to head to a break here. We're nearing the bottom of the hour. Halftime's going on. Game's starting to come out. We will get you back out to your favorite football field. When we come back, you're listening to the Friday Night KSL Sports Red Zone.
I like the old chain game, man. Here we go. Lones finds some space, and he gets to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, in a world of AI and online internet, everything, it's nice to have something physical out there still. Chain gang, a little bit of throwback football there, right?
Keep him around, man. I love the chain gang.
Especially at the high school level. It's one of those thankless jobs that you have a volunteer from the family or the booster club that does it every game. So
it's fun, man. It's an active job. You get your steps in being chain gang. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely.
Brown takes a snap, avoids pressure, throws deep, and out of the reach.
Complete.
Number 18, Trevor Fabrizio.
Yeah, Fabrizio had a couple early catches, trying to catch a defender, sleeping on that one. And again, Brown just a little overthrown, throwing out of this end zone into the wind. And once you get those balls going up a little bit higher like that, it's hard to judge, especially for a young quarterback, just how much oomph you need to put into it.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 5 from the 49. Takes a snap, fires, and that's a first down and more, but what a hit.
Pass complete for an Alta first down, brought down by Jordan Fairbanks.
As
Jordan Fairbanks with a tackle there, and what a good job he does in that play. Able to go low on the Alta offensive player. I think that was Fabrizio.
Yeah, Trevor Fabrizio, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to hold on to the ball, though. Not an easy play.
He does come from a football family, and you can see the genes there.
As the rush up the middle, and Lones is stuffed around the line of scrimmage. I'm going to mark this at the 40. And kind of an awkward position here. We got 2 downs left. If they don't get the first, you fourth here. I mean, I know it's only 2nd down, but
yeah, you're in a little bit of no man's territory or no person's territory here. But with that wind blowing, it really makes it hard to pin him back, right? So I think to your point, this is that area where you think about going for it. 17-point lead. Your defense has played well.
All right, here we go. Brown from the shotgun. Play action. Fires that one, and it was nearly picked off.
Pass broken up by Lennox Nave.
I bet you Lennox wishes he could have that one back.
That's one of those plays that people always love to say, well, that's why he plays defense. But it's such a bang-bang action, and you can see how tight the window is. It's really tough for a defender on the move to not only track a ball, but get in front of it, catch it, secure it, and head the other direction. It's a lot to work through. The good news for Westlake, it's an incompletion, and it puts Alta into 3rd and long.
All right, like you said, is it 4 down territory? We'll see. From the 40. Brown takes a snap. Fires.
All right, welcome back. Dane Stewart, Jeff Hansen, Friday Night Red Zone. week 2, we kind of caught you up on a lot of action. We got games coming back. Jeff?
We haven't had a chance, Dane, to really, you've had to eat a little bit of crow.
Yes. Yep.
But I haven't heard your take yet. I mean, how impressed were you last night by Corner Canyon over IMG? I know we keep bringing that up, but that's such an enormous moment for the state of Utah high school football. I mean, what was your thoughts? What do you think now, the day after you've had some time to digest it? What does that mean?
Jeff, we haven't spent a ton of time together.
Sure.
I'm going to open up.
Okay, I'm ready.
I've been a little skeptical of some of the top 25 rankings for corner because I felt like you got to go out and show you can compete.
Yeah.
So how big was last night? Corner deserves to be in the top
the national
25, 15, 10. They earn their spot. They earn their spot in that conversation. That's how big it was for me.
Yeah.
And the fact that they do it after Brighton Brady goes down, trailing by 14 at 2 points in that game, won the turnover battle. Like a lot of times I'm like, well, they were close, but this and this. Nope, corner deserved that.
Yeah.
Corner went and they took it. And they overcame a lot to do it.
Right.
So for me, while I've had some skepticism in the past, because you got to go and beat those teams and compete with those teams. And
Corner had to do it.
Corner deserves it.
Corner had to do it in ways that Corner doesn't have to do it very often, and I think that was what was maybe the most impressive to me. Corner they don't have a ton of experience at Corner Canyon coming back.
Yeah.
They don't have a ton of experience facing adversity. I mean, they just don't. And so for them to do that against that team, that was huge. And I'm with you. We talk about Corner last year playing Gorman. It's like, yeah, they were really competitive for 3 quarters. Well, football's 4 quarters, so they weren't really competitive for that game, right? This was different. This was an entirely different story. And from a Corner team that I don't think we expected. I think, from a Corner perspective, I thought they would take a step back this year. I didn't think this was as talented or maybe as well-rounded as they've been the last couple of years. So for this version of Corner Canyon to do that was really impressive for me.
See, I actually thought this team would be very talented, but I thought it would take a couple weeks with a new quarterback for everyone to mesh.
Yeah.
It took, a half?
Yeah, maybe.
It took a half against American Fork because and it didn't even take that because they were very effective in the first half. Super impressed with what they showed and love the respect that they've brought to the state. In case you haven't seen it, there have been national shows, international shows that have highlighted that. This is a big deal. And so Corner, very well done, representing the state of Utah and really now deserving the resume that people have been looking at for them for some time now.
Super, super impressive win. You talk about recruiting and transfers. That's what IMG does across the entire country. And for Corner to do that's a big win, not just for Corner, but for the state.
Yep, huge. It is the biggest win in state history, but you could say it is certainly the biggest win as well for a number of years. And really, you could go back to East beating De La Salle as being really that last moment where the state of Utah was represented like that. We got quad box going on for you. Lone Peak, Timpview coming back in the second half. Farmington, Bountiful back up as well. AF and Orem still getting their halftime oranges. Out to Westlake. Boy, what a showing for Alta, huh? A little inverse from last week.
Yeah, this is a big drive for Westlake. We haven't seen any momentum, any continuity offensively through that first half. Can they come out early in the second half, find a way to get some points on the board, maybe make a game out of this? We saw Alta do that a week ago against Juan Diego. Westlake's looking to flip the script.
Fires that one. It's a little low. It was behind the line of scrimmage. As Lattimore was the intended target. Lattimore right on it. I think Lattimore thought it might have been
lateral.
A lateral, exactly. So he jumped on it. Smart play.
Yeah, and I've been really impressed by the junior wide receiver. He's done everything tonight. He blocks well. Very savvy play right there, just in case. Secured, I think, 3 catches so far this game. We'll get our official statistician on that. That's a joke for the folks at home. We don't have an official statistician.
If we did, it would make our job a little easier.
The broadcast we could have.
Oh, absolutely. Takes a snap, and he is dropped in the backfield. And who was it? It was number 1, Noah Forbes. He's been active tonight.
Noah Forbes is a really impressive player. He's got a great frame for the position. Hasn't quite filled it out yet, but you can see the pursuit and the effort that he plays with. No better head coach to have.
All right. Well, so out to that defense continuing to step up on the road. Let's head back up to Bountiful. Jeff, this has been a fun game all night long.
Yeah, big momentum swing there at the end of the first half with the way that the Farmington special teams comes out with a big play. How does Bountiful respond here in the opening drive of the second half?
Remember, they got one of the best backs in the state, and Fekitoa with the carry here on first down. Good start for Fekitoa.
Right at the 43-yard line.
This is what you want to do offensively. You keep the defense loose. Yeah, you're throwing the ball intermediate. You're throwing the ball long. You're running the football. The defense has to be honest. If you make yourself one-dimensional on offense to where you're going to one player, you're looking to one side of the field, it makes it very easy for the defense to zone in on you and stop you. But if you keep it all honest, yeah, you gotta be honest with Guilman. You gotta be honest with Fekitoa. That makes you dangerous.
Fekitoa again picks up the first down to the 40-yard line. I'll move the chains for B-Town.
First down.
Great play call right there. Get it up there. They are moving the chains with ease right now, going at their own pace. Exactly what they want to do. They are controlling this football game right now. Coming in and out of the huddle comfortably, making things happen. This is 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Again, this is the part of the field where you take a shot. You get one-on-one on the outside, see who's the better athlete.
Guilman will do that. Has the wind. Takes a shot deep down to the end zone. Too much on it. The wind caught that one.
I think he was just showing off his arm on that.
Or that.
All right, so we're going to take you right back to where we were. Why? Why, Jeff?
Interceptions, that's why.
Interception. How about that play? And now Westlake, the offense, coming back out on the field.
Yeah, another one of those too much hugging penalties. Even from a guy like me that loves to defend the big guys up front, that one was pretty potent takedown.
So it'd be a 2nd and 20. Or 1st and 20, right? You don't lose it down. 1st and 20. I'm going to put this at the 41.
And I'm trying to remember if that's a spot foul at the high school level or not. I do believe it's from the line of scrimmage. So thankfully for Westlake, it could have been worse. But it does put him at 1st and 20 there with 4:49 left to play. And I apologize to the folks at home. We don't have an active clock on the broadcast tonight, but we will try and keep you updated on the clock situation.
I'll be more active with that. We got 1st in a marathon here. Keep them coming, Brian Brown. There we go, a shotgun snap for Brighton, and that was an offside.
Oh, Westlake, you get an opportunity, going the wrong way.
Nothing but backwards so far.
We're going to take you back, Bountiful. Jeff, I got a question for you.
Ready?
We talk about Fekitoa.
Yep.
How do you feel about the number 0? That's making a very prominent place in football these days.
Yeah.
You like that?
I love it. I love the number 0,
Really?
and I think a lot of people don't. I absolutely love the number 0, but I like it as a reward. It's got to be your guy, your go-to guy, your stud player. That's got to be number 0, like Fekitoa.
We see life very differently.
I think we do.
Yeah, I think we do. We do. Meanwhile, while Bountiful's in the red zone, we will update you. The Orem Tigers just came out of half, and they go the length of the field and drop 6.
Wow. I mean, that's a big response for Orem. I mean, it was a 20-6 game.
Yes.
American Fork was starting to take control. Big response to get back into this game.
Yeah, good on the Tigers as they're trying to pull the comeback here. Let's take you out to Timpview, Lone Peak, inside the red zone.
Get to the 1 without scoring, of course. Tenney goes in motion. And a handoff to the right side. This is Wright. And Wright gets into the stack right behind big number 72, Jared Smith, and he gets smothered after a gain of maybe 2 or 3 yards.
The right side of the line did a good job of getting what they could for their tailback, getting a decent push, opening up a little bit of a hole, but when you get into this red zone, there's just not as much room. Those linebackers aren't as far back. Those safeties aren't as far back, so they can come and help on that run defense, help on that run support, and got what he could. Brings up a 2nd and 7, I believe.
Only one true offensive touchdown this whole game, and it was the touchdown run by Isa Galeai. 2nd down. and a flag. And I believe I know what this is. Probably a false start. Let's listen to Scott Maxfield, see what he says.
Right on the snap, encroachment, defense, number 25, lined up in the neutral zone. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
So they called it instead against Timpview. Thought they were going to call a false start, but instead Timpview called for the 5-yard infraction, and now it is 2nd and 2 at the 5.
Lining up in the neutral zone. May have caused that offense to jump a little bit, but might have been bailed out that play.
9 minutes and 44 left here in the third quarter. Niumetolu to throw. Niumetolu, nowhere to throw, gets out of the pocket, stays upright somehow, and then crashes
Quarterback
into the far sideline.
For number 12, Kepa Niumetolu.
And Niumetolu very fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll once again be third down.
What an acrobatic play. I mean, it equated to nothing yardage-wise, but he saved his team from getting pushed back further. And I don't know how he stayed up. It looked like he was going down and then was able to pick himself up and get back to the line of scrimmage.
A 3rd and 4.
Third down and a wildcat here for Ike Staley. And Staley going to take the direct snap and power his way forward. He's got the first down, and I think he's short of the end zone. He is.
Direct snap to
but
number
it is a
19,
first down.
Isaac Staley, he'll get down to the 1-yard line. It'll be
How about that ball card thrown by Gary Trowbridge?
Gutsy call right there, but I like it. I like, getting your quarterback behind the offensive lineman. You get an extra blocker with your back, your running back right there, and just power your way to the first down. Now you've got 4 plays to get 1 yard. They should be able to get this.
Staley, once again, the Wildcat quarterback in that power set. He's going to run it to the right, and he gets close. He's in. Touchdown.
Another direct snap to number 19, Isaac
That's the
Staley
first true offensive touchdown of the night for Lone Peak. And they take the lead right back. It is 16-10, Gavin Atkinson. And a very, very impressive start to the second half.
Great job by Lone Peak right there. I mean, I loved seeing that.
How about Luke Staley, huh?
Yeah, look at that run into the end. Did you see what happened there? Did you notice? Bot Mulitalo comes in for that offensive set to push somebody across the goal line. You know what number Bot Mulitalo is?
I do.
I mean, is that not the best number 0 in the state of Utah right there?
That probably is the best number 0 in the state of Utah.
It's pretty impressive that a guy like that, Mulitalo, goes with 0.
Let me say this. I think 0 is a positional number. I'm not crazy about a running back, a quarterback, a receiver. Look, for a linebacker or DN, by all means, man, you go and represent because you ain't getting nothing on me, right? But for me, it's like for a skill position, it's not.
Okay.
It's not my cup of Diet Coke.
I get it. It's Damian Lillard, man. I mean, that's what I think of.
That's basketball.
I know, but like Bob Mulitalo, it's kind of the Damian Lillard of the defensive line.
But that's
feels good.
But that's like saying the number 80 is fantastic in football, so why is there no? So 80 would be great in basketball.
Listen, man, numbers are great everywhere. I think we should start it. I don't know. I like him. Bob Mulitalo comes in, Lone Peak.
Number 0.
Touchdown.
Great job.
To go ahead, they take the lead. That's big.
Although the touchdown was scored by 19.
Well, yeah.
Hey, we're watching Orem. American Fork has the football. They're across the 50, just at the 42 of Orem, trying to answer that last Orem touchdown. 20-12 AF out in front.
Fake the handoff. Gaisford looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket looking for Taisi, and it's incomplete.
Just a bit behind him. He still had his paws on it. Got to bring that one in.
The intended receiver.
Keep feeding the freshman, though. It's fun to see his development.
The Tigers.
Had a couple big plays in that Corner Canyon game last week. Almost had that touchdown in the second quarter earlier today.
Oh, just barely.
Just barely missed the toe tack of the end zone.
He sacrificed his body, knocked the wind out of himself.
3 wideouts this time for the Cavemen on 2nd and 10. Send a man in motion. Gaisford going to look this way. Look out! Big hit! Here on the near side, Kauai Akana coming up and making the play.
Kauai Akana. That's why some schools are looking at him at linebacker and nickel, because he owns the flats. I mean, we have the Costco guys down the street, and they said boom when he did that.
You could see it coming.
Loss on the play.
Here on the near side, a loss of 6 after the tackle from Akana. So it's been the Akana show here in the third quarter.
Oh my goodness gracious.
3rd and long for the Cavemen. They'll make it 3rd and 16 here. 4 wideouts for Gaisford. Back to throw. Takes a shot into traffic. Almost intercepted by guess who? Akana got in the way there.
Akana has to talk to Sanders and get some of those 11 herbs and spices on his mitts, because that was a pick going the other way.
I think 4 different Tigers had a chance at that interception.
Oh.
But that'll bring the punting unit out for American Fork. So a good start to the second half here for the Tigers.
That was a game-changing hit by Akana, because I was a little worried about my health from up here.
Fleddy Yongi deep to receive the kick for the Tigers.
So out to punt is Connect. Back to field it is Ayongi at his own 10. So they'll kick this one. A line drive kick lands at the 5, takes a high bounce into the end zone. Almost getting there in time was Gunnar Michaelis, but it's a touch.
All right, let's head back out to Bountiful as Farmington has driven. They've got this just outside the 20.
Second and 10 for Farmington.
Knocking on the door of the red zone.
Eating up a lot of clock here in the third quarter. That run goes nowhere. Bountiful wraps him up for a tackle for loss.
Great job. Great penetration. Way to seal it off. Make sure he had nowhere to go on that.
Justice Taufa in on that play. So Farmington in another third and long situation. This will be a big stop for Bountiful. And you wonder what Farmington would do going into the wind here with their kicker, although he already kicked a 52-yard field goal. It might have enough leg in the wind. Farmington the catch. Can't break free to get to the sticks. Nice gain. And now a flag comes in. I wonder what that is. As of right now, he's short of the marker for a first down.
Did he pick it up? Looked like he picked it up. Yeah, it's 4th down and 3. He picked up the flag.
Okay, they're going to send in the field goal unit.
Let's see if this wind is really a factor here. This should be a 33-yard field goal.
Jackson Bain already has a 52-yarder, but that was that was with the wind, not against it. 32 into the wind. Blocked! The kick is blocked! Bountiful picks it up. They return it out to the 30-yard line. That's exactly what the Red Hawks needed.
Wow, big play for Bountiful. How about that defense standing up, Jeff?
Yeah, big play, big momentum swing. This game has been a game of momentum swings. It's just back and forth between Farmington and Bountiful.
Since we got the uniform please going, can I tell you one thing I'm a big fan of?
Yes.
The name right across the front of the jersey. That old Bountiful right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bountiful.
Love it.
It's a classic look that they have kept mostly unchanged for a while, and it looks great.
You change the helmets. Yeah. The rest of that jersey looks just like it always has.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Timview with a drive here. They're inside the 5. Lone Peak missed the point after it. 16-10. T-Birds with a chance here to take the lead. Where are you going here, Jeff?
Oh, man, I'm going right back to that run game.
You want to take all the possessions and scores that you can. Power I formation. Play action. Rasmussen rolling. Rasmussen puts his head down. He is knocked out of bounds
Carson
at the
Rasmussen
1.
around the left side.
How about that hit right there from Max Hamblin staying home?
Big collision at the 2-yard line.
But it stays short of the goal line, and you got
for Timview.
maybe 2 downs to get this.
Man, did Carson Rasmussen, he got those 2 yards, but he paid the price. What a hit.
That was actually Grimmer, Anthon Grimmer, the 5'11 junior. The backup DB, power eye again with 7:07 to go. 3rd and goal at the 2. They motion a man. It's Gully Eye, right side, touchdown.
Handoff to number 0, Isa Laliai. Touchdown, Timpview.
Second touchdown of the game for Isa Galiai, and that ties
number
the game.
37, Luke Thornock in to attempt the extra point.
With 7 minutes and 4 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter.
Timpview just runs a very similar play, similar motions, just hands it to the back and says, stop me. And they couldn't. Gets the 2 yards, gets in the end zone, trying to take the lead here.
Extra point is up.
Did you see who scored there for Timpview?
I noticed a number. That's Isa Galliai, number 0. Number 0.
You, man. 0 on skill positions? I'm all in. I don't know what your problem is, Jeff. I don't know why you don't like it.
You're right.
It's fantastic.
When you're right, Dan. When you are right, you are right.
I just got a feel for this sort of thing. 17-16, Timpview taking the lead over Lone Peak. First lead of the game?
I think so. I think Lone Peak started off with a field goal. Maybe there was a 7-3 moment there for a little bit. But big response. Lone Peak marched down. They scored. They missed the PAT. Timpview responds right away. This is what Timpview did last week, right? Remember, they were down against Skyridge.
Multiple possessions.
Right. And then at the second half, they controlled the ball. Defense played well. Looks like a similar script so far.
You're right. Timpview did lead that 7-3. We got a new game up for you here. How about Springville? Boy, they went down to Dixie last week. They were so impressive, Jeff. They're in a battle against Bonneville.
And they have come back in this one. Bonneville was all over Springville early in this game. And Springville has fought back. They now have the lead 35-28, but Bonneville trying to make a comeback of their own. They're at about midfield with their own drive.
Yeah, about 6:45 left to go there in the 3rd with Bonneville with possession on the road.
Does the play call change? And the decision even to change. Bonneville still trails by 5-28 with 6 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter play. Awaiting the call from the official.
You know, not to be a Seahawks apologist, but that defense is giving you an opportunity to run. But you probably should pass.
Right.
What the defense gives you, not always what you want to have as your play.
All right, we got a punt coming up, so we're going to take a break here as we wrap up hour number 2. You're listening to KSL Sports Red Zone, Week 2 high school action.
Now punter having to jump up to field the long snap. And then a bad bounce. Good for Springville, and they'll set up on the 50-yard line exactly. Maybe give it the 49.
Inside the 15, powers his way down to the 12-yard line. Siaki Fekatoa with a strong run.
It's a flag on the play, though. It looks like it's in the area of holding downfield.
Well, that'd be the second nice run by Fekatoa in this game that's called back on a hold. That'd be a bummer for B-Town.
Would be. It's a downfield play.
It's a spot foul.
It's spot foul. And they'll make it 1st and 5, I guess. Or who's it against? Oh, it's against Farmington. See what the call was.
Personal foul. Face mask number 51, and the defense half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Oh, wow.
He's not easy to take down. Sometimes you have to do it illegally.
Great down. Watch this burst of speed right here. Boom.
Yeah, there was a face mask right there.
Yeah. Great job at covering the ball up. Fekitoa is a load to take up.
Geilman. Fekatoa tries to find a crease. Get some positive yards, but not enough for a touchdown.
It's about a yard.
Situation.
Oh, yeah. It's good here in the old Broncos sprint right option. Why sit? Well, play action fake to Terrell Davis. Roll out to the right. Have your tight end sitting right there in the end zone. Touchdown.
10-10, no score in the 3rd quarter. We're still even between these two rivals as we enter the 4th quarter. Don't miss Farmington versus Bountiful. The final 12 minutes after this.
You've been told that running is punishment. Let's help you make it your superpower.
At Salt Lake Running Company, we're here to help you become a better athlete. From the gym to the track, SLRC offers all student athletes a 10% discount, free rewards, free custom shoe fits, and inserts that fit into athletic shoes and cleats. For 30 years, SLRC's award-winning customer service has helped student athletes find the perfect...
I don't know. It came in right around the hit, so this might be on the defense, but pretty high chance that it is holding.
One can hope. As a former offensive lineman,
yeah.
You can hope that they're not just calling it every time. But that will be holding on the offense, and we're walking back 10 yards. If they say sacks are drive killers, then 10-yard penalties might be even worse. A couple of times these two teams have been able to work back a little bit from it, but keeping an eye on these penalties, you're not going to be able to do it every time.
Yeah, the 3 keys according to Coach Casey, my head coach. Turnovers and penalties, kicking and punting, blocking and tackling. You win those 3, you're going to win a lot of games.
And so Springville sets up with 4 minutes and 57 seconds to go. Out of pistol again, turn around, hand off to Max Harris, and he falls forward.
Welcome back, entering the third hour of week 2. We got a lot of great games coming up for you. Bountiful's got a chance to take a lead. We've got Timpview. They've got the ball back. We're going to take you here, Spanish Fork and Maple Mountain. The Golden Eagles with first and goal at the 6.
Big time play right there. Maple Mountain looking to try to see if they can punch it in here. Right up the middle, McGarry fighting his way forward, but Spanish Fork's not going to make it easy for him, but he continues fighting forward down to the 4-yard line.
We're going to bounce back and forth between a couple. We're going to head back out to Bountiful, start of the fourth quarter. Redhawks with it inside the 10, trying to retake the lead.
For Bountiful. That explains a 10-10 tie here in the fourth quarter. But Bountiful's knocking on the door, trying to take a lead here at home against their rival. Third and goal. Fekatoa into the end zone. Touchdown, Bountiful. The Redhawks take back the lead. Touchdown.
Lead to Bountiful. Fekitoa, Jeff, love this kid.
Something about skill positions and wearing number 0 and go-ahead touchdowns. Big moment. That's a big score in this game. I mean, Farmington's offense, their only touchdown came on that block punt in a really, really short field. That's feels like a really big moment in this game. Farmington's offense hasn't been able to get much going.
And Maple Mountain tried to go right up the middle. I was waiting for a signal here. The players all saying that he crossed the goal line. And I think that ball's across.
Sure looks like a touchdown.
Anyone? To me. Yes, it is. So 27-13, the Golden Eagles.
This is about the time last week that I think you and I had a very similar conversation where we were about to write off Spanish Fork. We may have even done it. And yet, they came back, so here we are.
And speaking of comebacks, Orem with an opportunity here to potentially tie this one up. They're looking at a goal-to-go situation with the ball at the 5.
In the backfield, lob to the corner. Akano goes up and gets it. Touchdown, Tigers!
Kaway Akana! Oh, there's a flag.
There's a flag down on the far side, though. We'll see what the flag is called, though. Ineligible receiver downfield.
So the pass caught in the end zone for the touchdown.
I believe that's what they called, right?
But a penalty against the Tigers, ineligible receiver downfield.
Yeah, it is the call. 5 yards back, and that negates the amazing grab from Akana.
You know what? Still put it on his huddle. I don't care.
Second and goal from the 10.
Oh, second and goal from the 10, 4:47 ago.
That's a heartbreaker.
Oh. The Tigers had it.
Let's see what they can do now, though. This is where we find out how gritty they are, and they're doing a one-on-one on Akana again.
Akana has space over on the far side. Kaava's going to call his own number, and not much there. Good pursuit from the Cavemen, and it'll be third and goal.
So we've got 2 downs to get them in there. The Cavemen, they've got great sideline-to-sideline speed. This is what you know about beam coach teams. They're very disciplined. They know what to do, and they run to the football.
Goal from the 9.
They do a lot of the pursuit drill on defense. Do you know what that is?
Tell me.
It's where you have to catch a rabbit or a person running, and you get to your run fits, and then you sprint and catch them, running away from the line of scrimmage.
3 wideouts in the formation with Iongi in the backfield. Fake the handoff, slant pass, caught! Akana! That time he's in, and a flag flies at the end, but the touchdown should stand.
He just spiked the ball. That's what the flag is, I'm pretty sure. Hashtag worth it. Wow.
As Akana on the slant pass.
He got a little too emotional. Got to hold your water, but my goodness, what a catch. And he said, that guy tried to run through me, but that's okay. Touchdown after the play. Unsportsmanlike
on Akana.
Conduct penalty after the touchdown.
So they'll back the kick up. They'll back it up on the kickoff, but it is a touchdown for the Tigers. And they're going to go for the extra point here, down by 2.
Are we really going for the extra point? Oh, they're assessing it.
They're going to assess it on the extra point.
All right, so Jeff, I want to get your opinion because that's a heck of a touchdown grab that comes off due to the flag. I know you were super thrilled to lose such a great play. It's not going to make our top 5 plays now because it won't count, but Akana still gets the touchdown for Orem.
He gets the touchdown. It's one of those, I'm not mad at the refs for that call. The rules are the rules, but I am a little mad at the rule. I mean, that big touchdown, big momentum. He just spikes the ball. Gronk did it all the time.
Oh, no, I meant the one-hander that came back.
Oh, yeah, that one was a bummer.
Yeah,
that one was a bummer.
But let's be... there's a little bit of the known fun, please.
Yeah,
right? I mean, spiking the football, even video games let you do that.
That's what you do. You spike the football.
Bonneville still hanging around, 35-28. Lakers trailing Springville on the road with the ball at the 37-yard line.
The slant. But dropped incomplete across the middle.
That is open. It is there. I think you just got to be able to pull that in. It is tough, though, when that defender is hanging on you.
So Louder sets up for 3rd down and medium. They fake the snap and then look over to the coaching staff. That's seemed to have been the strategy from Bonneville all game. Havili in the backfield, sidecar left. Louder claps, takes the snap, looks right. Outbreaker to the tight end. Not quite enough for the 1st down, but on this side of the field, but a little long for a field goal. Might be in 4-down territory with that short pickup.
This is where the OC has to get a little more schematic. You can't just rely on my one-on-one.
We've got a few games all kind of in a similar spot. There's a 4th down here for Bonneville. Look like they're going to go for it here, Jeff. You like this call?
Yeah, it's kind of no man's land there. I mean, it's too far for a field goal. A punt doesn't gain you a ton. You might as well go for it. So, yes, I do like the call.
Thank you. I was looking for a yes,
simple answer.
Like, it's a simple question, Jeff.
Yep, that's on me.
So, Jeff likes the call here, 4th and 3.
Oh.
That's why you should punt it.
A bad snap. I mean, that's the one scenario you can't have there. How much did they lose there, Dane? 20 yards? Springville's going to take over on the Bonneville 46-yard line?
Yeah, they'll be in Bonneville territory. Man. So, tough miscue there. We'll switch back over to Timpview. Lone Peak inside the Timpview 40-yard line. This has been a fun back-and-forth battle.
This has been a fun back-and-forth. And, again, this Lone Peak offense doing just enough, and they are doing a good job of controlling the time of possession.
I dumped this one off underneath, and that was a 3rd and 11. Picked up about 5, maybe 6 yards, be a 4th down. This is also kind of no man's land, Jeff.
So, Dan, do you like the call here? What are they going to do?
Well, I haven't made a decision yet. If I'm Lone Peak, I actually punt this football. I think the way your defense is played, you have a great opportunity to pin them back deep. We've seen that secondary. They have an interception already and get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. I try to pin Timpview back still in the 3rd quarter. See if you can't get some favorable field position.
Yeah, I think that's the right. This is, 4th and 6?
Offense is on the field here.
But they are going to go for it.
Can Niumetolu quick kick this? Does he have that in his tool belt?
I mean, why not? You only got to kick it a few yards. Anybody can kick it a few yards. I can kick it a few yards.
I mean, look, I tried to punt on this field. I don't think I sent mine 32, so I'm going to go for it. Niu Metolu wide open down the middle.
That's why you go for it in these situations, Dane. When you it's a no-brainer right there. No man's land. Obviously, you go.
Busted coverage for Timpview, and Lone Peak retakes the lead on a 4th and 6. No DB within 10 yards.
Nobody. There was nobody there.
Wow.
Big play. Big play to go ahead. Back and forth, back and forth. This game's been a lot of fun.
We'll head out to Bountiful. Meanwhile, in that Springville game, Springville was across the 50. They tried a double pass, but the first pass was dropped. A live ball, so they had to go recapture. They lose about 10 on the play. So kind of a crazy series there as we have a look on this Farmington drive.
Yeah, it was close. He's having himself a game tonight. But now it's 3rd and long here. Decision time. This is going to be the play of the game for Peterson. What decision is he going to do? Is he going to find the receiver? He's going to keep it, use his legs. He's very athletic. He can do it. They're going to do a sprint left option here. The lead block. Yep.
Peterson rolling left, throws, deep, bounced up in the air, intercepted! Bountiful picks it off on the deflection. Winston Robinson with the pick.
Boy, big play there. Before we talk about that, Lone Peak went for 2. They got it. 24-17. Knights with the lead on the road. We're going to head out to Orem so we can watch this one. But, Jeff, another tip drill interception. We saw a couple of these early tonight. This time, this one bites Farmington.
Yeah, really just bad luck for Farmington. That's a pretty good ball by the quarterback. It just gets deflected, pops straight up into the air. Bountiful with a huge interception. About 7.5 minutes left in that game, and Bountiful's going to take over with a chance to rely on Fekitoa to drain this clock.
You know, you talk about rules you don't like. There's one I hate. I hate that a tip drill is a stat against the quarterback.
Yeah, because that ball was a really well-thrown ball by the quarterback.
And look, there's a fine play made by the DB. I'm cool with even the pass deflection, but dinging the quarterback, that's why I'm like, all right, that's a tough one to chew.
Great play here, American Fork and Orem. That number 7, I'm not sure who that is, but number 7 on American Fork, he had a defensive back draped all over him, and Gaisford puts that ball right in the honey bucket and a big first down.
Will Miney.
Great.
According to the roster available.
Yeah, great play, Will Miney. Of course it's Will Miney.
And now you got AF in the red zone, 1-point lead, 2019, still in the third quarter, and the Cavemen here in the red zone.
Gaisford looking to finish the drive here. Goes over the middle into traffic. Almost intercepted. Akana and Finch also in coverage over there.
Yeah, Melosi Eloa sitting right there, the freshman. He's an absolute baller. He comes from great stock. His dad has arms as big as pythons, and he just gets it done from that safety spot.
3:10 to play in our third quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 15. 3 wideouts to the near side. Tigers show pressure. They'll bring it. Gaisford over the middle. Akana able to break it up. Intended for Miney.
Another ball that's just right on the money, but didn't quite get there. Here's the thing. Even with the drops, Gaisford has been solid.
Say, you mentioned 25 of 39 last week for Gaisford. So the Cavemen not shy of throwing the football.
And usually, most of the time with the quarterback starting his first and second game, you're like, let's ease him into it. They're like, nah.
Let him throw it.
Baptism by fire, let's go.
3rd and 10 from the 15. Gaisford looking for the end zone. It's blocked down. Incomplete pass. And was it Oppo that got the hand up?
Oh, yes. The golden Gandalf getting his. You love to see it. He'll go and get gold from a dragon.
All right, meanwhile, Springville just scored a touchdown. So Springville enlarging their lead against Bonneville. Meanwhile, Farmington Bountiful.
Momentum swings. It's been the name of the game so far. Quarterback, running back exchange, fumble Siaki Fekitoa. Now Farmington 6 minutes left. They're going to take over at the Bountiful 28-yard line.
Great position for the Phoenix.
We've got a flag. Delay a game?
Good game. Offense number 14, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
I'm sorry, that must be a fast clock, man. Oof.
That hurts coming right out of a change of
I did not
possession.
feel like it was that fast. Oh my goodness. But yeah, first and 15. That hurts. That sucks, but you still get all your downs. Just got 15 to go instead of 10.
There's Geilman down there comforting Fekitoa. Peterson with the rush coming, throws to the end zone. Almost got it. McSwain on defense.
Boy, that close for Farmington right there.
Yeah, another good ball by the quarterback, but really great play by the Bountiful defensive back.
Meanwhile, we left that Orem AF game. The Cavemen were trying for the field goal. It got blocked. The return brought it out to almost midfield. There's a late flag on that. We're waiting for that to get sorted out. Meanwhile, Timpview putting a drive together in their own rights.
Yeah, back and forth, back and forth. We've got 3 really good games coming down the stretch right now. It seems like every time you look up, there's a big play.
I'll tell you this, the Farmington one, this one right here is the one that surprises me the most. After the week 1, right? Bountiful, solid win over Harriman. Farmington looked like a tough week 1 against Roy. I did not see this one being back and forth, neck and neck.
Yeah, and for me, the big takeaway in this game right now is maybe Roy is really, really good. I think we all thought they were pretty darn good after the way that they played, but maybe really, really good. Oh, and in the Timpview, man, just off the fingertips. I think it was Jaron Pula. Really, really deep pass. Looked like that was 40, 50 yards down the field by Rasmussen, just off the fingertips of Pula. Timpview's got to find a way to respond with the momentum that the Lone Peak offense has found their last 2 drives.
Oh, is that an interception?
Wow. Bountiful game. Bountiful comes up with a big interception, back and forth and back and forth. Again, we just set this. We'll reset this again because it applies now again. Siaki Fekitoa, Bountiful has a chance to use the running game and drain this clock. They've got to hold on to the football if they're going to pull that off.
Boy, this is just a killer. And a great job by that Bountiful D. That one got deflected coming out of his hand.
Yeah, wow.
Jeff.
What a play. Just pure effort by that. I think it was a linebacker, defensive end, to get just enough of that ball to throw off the pass and enable the interception.
Yeah, we'll get you a number on that for Bountiful. It was number 42. The linebacker was coming around, putting pressure on, and that was Justice Taufa, the senior defensive end, 6'5", 215. Great play there for Taufa.
Yeah, fantastic play. Taufa's been really good for a couple of years.
You wanted that run game to get going. They go that way with Fekitoa. Meanwhile, we mentioned that Orem, the block on the American Fork field goal, the penalty was against the Tigers, so it did back them up by quite a bit. Meanwhile, we got a new game for you that we will bring on here. We alluded to one earlier. Well, we didn't allude. We talked about it. Snow Canyon was beating Manti 21-7. We'll have an update in that one. You're going to want to see what's going on there as we check back in here at Timpview.
Timpview just trying to find a way to move those chains and keep pace with Lone Peak. This is about the time, midway through the third quarter, that against Skyridge, they really started to rely on Jaron Pula in the passing game. Rasmussen looked to him a lot. I expect to see more of that in this game.
You know, someone asked me today, they're like, do you miss calling games? I'm like, well, yeah, I like calling games. You know what I like being in the studio? When it's 9:15 and you're in the third quarter, that game's going to go till tomorrow morning, as we've got a timeout being taken in this game. Let's go to our new one, shall we? We talked about Snow Canyon had a lead over Manti. No more. How about the comeback by the Templars?
I mean, you knew it would happen, right? Mason Starkweather is the best quarterback in the state of Utah that nobody talks about.
I talked about him. Did
you
just call me a nobody?
Well, I didn't mean to insinuate it.
I am Dane Stewart.
You're
Man,
right.
Jeff.
You are Dane Stewart.
My family's super disappointed.
Nobody talking about Mason Starkweather. I mean, he's leading the Templars back. He's really good.
He's really
I
good.
think he's college good. I think he's got that kind of potential. there's a lot of, Weber State, Utah Tech, Southern Utah. I don't know what's happening, why they're not all over Mason Starkweather. He's just produced throughout his entire career.
I'll tell you this, as one who follows FCS football, because my favorite team plays FCS.
Right.
That's an FCS kid.
Yeah.
I don't think that's that hard.
No, he absolutely should be there.
I'm sure people may disagree with me, but I disagree. Second down here, Snow Canyon. They're even wearing the dusty greens. Just a big fan of that green and gold. Look at that Manti defense.
Man, I mean, that's how you come back. When you're down 21-7, yeah, the offense has to do what they've got to do to come back, but the defense has to buckle down. And look at that Manti defense on that play, taking that screenplay for no gain.
It's hard. It's the blacks that Dusty loves for Snow Canyon. It's the blacks, not the greens. My bad. Snow Canyon, I'm trying to fill in for Dusty. It's hard to do. There aren't a lot of replacements for Dusty. So
we've got a big moment in Timpview. It's 4th and a yard, and the T-Birds are lining up like they're going to go for it. Maybe they're just trying to draw somebody off sides.
Let's go to that. You like this call, Jeff?
It's Galeai. He's got it.
I do like it when you have Isa Galeai.
Boy, you talk about a gutsy call by offensive coordinator Nick Robbins. That was it.
What a way to start off a great quarter. That might set the tone.
I don't think I'm even going
to. It's a real shame that Al Gore just couldn't get that to be a little more consistent for us on a Friday night, right?
It's not great. Not a great look for Brother Gore to not be able to bring that internet to Provo.
I don't ask for that much.
No,
I really don't.
Just Provo. We've got it in St. George.
Just send a video and a sound signal across the world.
Shouldn't be
and
that
have it be consistent. I mean,
we put a man on the moon. You can't get internet to Provo.
We put a man on the moon. If you know that comic, you can hit us up on social media.
But before the internet cut out on us over there at Timpview, first down, Isa Galeai. He's an incredible defensive back. He can play linebacker. He's been their short yardage guy at running back, both at the goal line and in 4th down situations. He's played well.
Meanwhile, speaking of big moments, how about American Fork and Orem? AF got that ball deep. They couldn't do anything with it. American Fork has it back, and they are just outside the red zone. They're at the Orem 28-yard line. The Cavemen are with a 20-19 lead. But meanwhile, boy, internet goes bye-bye. All of a sudden it's back, and all of a sudden this one's in the end zone for Lone Peak. What happened, Jeff?
Your guess is as good as mine. Without the internet, I think you can make up whatever you want. And so
the craziest play you'll ever see.
Yeah, I'm pretty
the ball
sure
was intercepted 3 times on the same play.
I think there was a lateral or two, defensive tackle, the defensive
band
end
is on the field. Just crazy.
We'll have to figure out what happened there. But yeah, huge momentum swing, obviously. I mean, Lone Peak now with a chance to go up 31-17.
Timpview had converted that.
Yeah.
It was a 4th and 1. Nalei converts it. It was a first down. We have no feed. Next thing you know, Lone Peak's in the end zone, and it's 31-17.
The extra point is up and good. My goodness.
Speaking of, almost there for the Cavemen as we head back out to Orem. Boy, great action, huh?
Yeah, welcome to the red zone, Dan. You don't get this when you're in one press box.
Dry. I'm not going to lie. This is much better.
Yeah, this is more fun when the games are tight like this. We better get you out to Orem to see what happens with this drive, just in case we have another glitch in the space-time continuum and we don't see what happens. Let's go out to Orem.
Wrong. You've got some choices coming up.
2 wideouts to the near, 1 to the far. They'll hand off Broadbent up the middle, and he gets through for a first down.
You don't have to make that choice with Broadbent in the backfield. Love it. Great job getting the first down right there.
First down for the Cavemen.
Gets to the 12, a gain of 7, and a first down for American Fork.
Now you still got a shot at the first down at the 3-ish. And we'll
about
see
the 2.5.
Yeah, so plenty of options for American Fork. We've got up to 8 downs to play.
35 seconds left in the quarter. 3 wideouts to the near side. They'll hand it off to Broadbent. Bounces off a tackle. Dodges another one before he's wrestled down by Mickelson. Gain of 1.
The ball carrier.
Mickelson's a great basketball. Oh, there's dirty laundry on the field.
1 yard on the play and then the tackle made by the Tigers.
Another flag down.
Mickelson.
This one's at the 11, right where Broadbent went down.
Somebody said something or did something that the refs didn't like, and it looks like it was a caveman.
And it's a unsportsmanlike conduct call on the caveman.
Conclusion of that play, and unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the caveman.
So back it up. It's after the play, so the down still stands. And it's a loss of 15, brings up 2nd and long.
Man, he's going to be hearing about that during film study tomorrow. And a fine will be coming. Oh, wait, no, that's the NFL. Just kidding. No fine.
Got an update for you. You know why they call them special teams, Jeff?
Because they're important.
Because they're special.
Oh, that's it.
Had what looked like a bad snap on a punt in that Farmington Bountiful game, so credit 2 points to Farmington. It's 17-12 Bountiful to Phoenix now with the football.
3.5 minutes left in that game, and Farmington, they took that free kick, and they have really good field position.
Meanwhile,
this is great.
The green and gold of Snow Canyon, big run there for the Warriors. They're down to the 5-yard line, trailing 32-21, 2.5 to go.
I'm really struggling with this gold, green, black combination. It's not my favorite.
You know, since we're the uniform police tonight.
Right.
Touchdown, Snow Canyon.
Looks better
Wide
in the
open.
end zone.
Yeah, it does. It does. You know, I always think of Notre Dame when I see the green and gold look, and it's just not really my thing. But look, Snow Canyon, big touchdown there. Get back to one possession is Will Patterson and this Farmington offense back out on the field. They're at midfield here, 2:42 to go, and trying to march down to take the lead.
Would have just been an extra yard if he caught it. Peterson threw it low. Wilcox couldn't make a play.
After all of that.
3rd down.
Man. Huge miss of opportunity here. Where's coach going to dial up here? It's got to be a very special play. Again, check this out. This is what their touchdown was like. They do that trips bunch far. Let's see if they do a search here. Have somebody sit down in the zone.
Peterson throws down the middle.
Oh, he wasn't looking.
Incomplete. Nobody saw it.
He had pressure in his face. That was a good decision. The receiver wasn't open yet. He was going to throw him open, but he's got to get that on the outside shoulder. That was too far inside. If he was going for hooks, that was too far inside. 81 felt like he was covered. I wouldn't have thrown to him. But Hoops was open, but it's got to be on the outside shoulder, and Hoops was not looking initially. But it all started with the pressure in the face. So great job by this Bountiful defense here and making that happen. They got all 3 timeouts.
All 3 timeouts. Win at the back. They decide to punt.
Good decision here.
Nice
hang
high
this ball
punt.
Up.
Fair catch made inside the 10.
Great job.
Right at the 10, and that is where Bountiful will start this drive.
All right, so we're going to take you back down south. Snow Canyon scored the touchdown. They went for 2, converted it. 32-29, 2:15 to go. 4th quarter, Snow Canyon kicking off. What do you do, Jeff? Onside?
I think you have to. The way that Manti's offense has been rolling, I think you got to go onside.
Here, they only have 1 deep, do the Templars.
Kick comes, and it is a bit of a squib onside, and it never even went 10 yards, but the Templars touched it. They do recover it, though.
So can I tell you something
Please
about
do.
that? Last week, Pineview does an onside kick. It doesn't go quite 10 yards, but Pineview just executed it perfectly. Manti could have ran into it or stopped it or fielded it about 8 yards, and you could tell they had been coached not to. Pineview comes and blows out that first line, and they get the onside kick. This week, you can tell the opposite. You can tell the coaching has said, if you have a chance to go recover that, I don't care if it's 10 yards, go get the ball.
Land the ball.
Which they just did. Clock didn't run there for some reason. Probably should have taken 2 seconds off the clock because it did touch somebody, but still 2:15.
Empty backfield for Starkweather. Mason. Danson fires sideline, incomplete. You say aggressive, Greg. You mean aggressive.
Yeah.
2nd and 10. 5 seconds come off the clock. 2:10 left in the ball game. Isaac Crowther out there, along with Carter Mason, Stone Mortensen, Ty Pringle, and Jaden Henningsen. Your skill position guys. That offensive line has fought hard all night. We've not given up. Manti by 3. Starkweather, bad snap. Mason tries to land on it. It's picked up and running with it. I believe that's Kellen Lund.
No, that's not.
It's not Kellen Lund.
Nelson Everett, no.
Number 58 for the Templars.
Russell Squire.
Russ Squire picking it up and running it. Could have been a much higher loss. The clock.
Yeah, they
got a timeout taken. We're going to step aside. Our last break here, bottom of the hour. You're listening to KSL Sports Red Zone.
Marker guy is confused here because he thinks it's second down from the 14 when in reality it should be 2nd and 2 from the 8. Now he moves up. Approaching 9:30 p.m. local time here in Provo. Timpview looking to stay alive in this game with 9 minutes to go. Rasmussen sprint out to his left, looking to the end zone, throws to the end zone, and incomplete. Looking for Pula in the end zone.
Pass falls incomplete.
I like the play call there, but a dangerous throw right there as you had Lone Peak safety sitting right there.
3rd and 2 for the Timpview offense.
Lucky that one sailed out through the back of the end zone. We'll see what they can do. 3rd and short or 2nd and short. I'm sorry, I can't see that. 3rd and short.
It's going to be 3rd and 2 from the 8. And then with Aston in the backfield, we're thinking to ourselves, why don't you just hand the ball off and get it by yardage, or you can just get it by penalty like they did just there. And that will do just nicely for the Timpview offense.
Ryan Denny is losing his mind. You know, there's so many first downs that are coming, just by, they're not having to work for them. These first downs are coming off these penalties, these mental mistakes. Now it's 1st and goal rather than having the chance to get them off the field.
So 1st and goal at the 4. Sweep to Aston, and Aston gets bottled up by a white wall over there.
Handoff around the right side to number 11, Soakai Aston.
Lone Peak just swarming to the ball, making sure, he's brought down, can't slip out of a tackle and find his way into the end zone. 4 or 5 guys there to bring him down.
Tag Zundell.
2nd and goal.
Living up to his name, tagging him in the backfield. 8 minutes left to go. 2nd and goal at the 8. Rasmussen. Looking, Rasmussen in trouble. He throws it away, but there was no receiver in the area. He was also not outside the tackle box, nor was he beyond the line of scrimmage.
Pass falls incomplete.
I'm very interested to see if we see a late flag here. It didn't seem there was no receiver in the area.
And there is a flag. They threw the flag, so this is going to be intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding results as a sack.
And that's going to make it 3rd and a mile here because it's 10 yards off from the spot of the foul, which means it'll be 3rd and goal from the 32-yard line.
And even when you think Lone Peak's defense is backed up in a corner and, 1st and goal, from the 5, they find a way to push this Timpview offense back, making it a 3rd and goal from back at BYU.
3rd and goal from the 22-yard line. I misspoke, actually. So from the 10 yards from the previous spot. 3rd down and goal from the 22. They bring the house. Rasmussen launches, hoping for a prayer, and miscommunication as he was looking for Zedekiah Anahu Ambrosio. And with 7 minutes and 39 seconds left here in the football game, Gavin, you'd have to think this is probably the ball game right here.
Yes, and that one, just a quick correction, was from the 27, the 5
to go. 2nd down and 10. Smith trips to the right, single receiver left, single back. Takes the snap. Throws far side. It's complete and brought down. An excellent open field tackle by Will Osborne.
Yeah, Will Osborne.
And now a flag comes in.
Oh, boy. Buckle up, Jeff. We got a lot of great finishes coming up for you.
It's the witching hour is what we call it here at Red Zone. When it gets down to the wire like this and it's just game after game after game, we're here.
I don't get the witching hour thing. But
I don't either, but
that's
Dusty says it, so we have to just keep it rolling.
Yeah, and Look,
He'll explain it one day. He hasn't explained it to me in 3 years, but he'll explain it at some point.
We got Snow Canyon has the ball back. 32-29, 90 seconds left. Snow Canyon with the football. Meanwhile, other games will catch you up on. Well, here you go. AF had this ball down inside the 15. Penalties backed him up. Orem gets the stop. Orem now has the football. 2019, fourth quarter, they're across midfield.
Yeah, there's been a lot that's happened in this game, and Orem just picked up a big pass play to get to the AF 36-yard line. So Orem driving, making a game out of this one. And then in the Timpview Lone Peak game, just to reset where things have been, Timpview was knocking on the door. They were inside, I think, the 10-yard line. Penalties and intentional grounding. A couple of things happen. They end up going for it on fourth down, don't get it. Now Lone Peak takes over with a 2-score lead late in the fourth quarter. Looks like the Knights are going to have a chance to run away with this one.
Also, Bountiful had the football deep in their own territory, had a 3rd and 7, and they picked it up. Didn't even need an index card to check. 17-12, Bountiful with the lead as they're running that one out, and Bountiful will get the Week 2 win. No! Intercepted for Manti. Yes? No? Is that a pick six?
That looks like a pick six. A funny-looking pick six, but a pick six on the box score. That's going to seal the game for Manti. I still haven't seen a signal from the refs.
I know.
Have you? I assume.
Anyone? I mean, players
six.
think it is. By the way, you see that Manti right across the chest there? Good look there for the Templars.
It is a good look. Bountiful just needed out, so they go ahead. They do get the win over Farmington. That was a fun game up there in Bountiful.
It is a pick six. I don't know how. It's what makes it so diabolical for the Manti Templars. That game now 38-29. Manti looking like a PAT away from cruising to a win in that one. Orem, we're back as they have this good throw out to the flat. Just lost his footing, but Orem going to be inside the 20.
Man, there was a lot of green in front of him. If he could have kept his feet, throw just took him just behind the receiver. Brought the running back against his momentum, and that's ultimately what kept them away from a first down, maybe out of the end zone. He had a lot of green ahead of him.
The uniform police have not talked about Orem's look tonight. I love the black on yellow.
Yeah.
The white-blue helmet, I still can't tell what that blue logo is.
Yeah, see, so here's my thing with these. I think the white-blue helmet's fine.
Fine.
I think the black-yellow is great.
Yeah.
The white-blue and the black-yellow looks terrible.
It's
a weird combo.
It's a weird combo, but I still can't see the logo. Nice little toss here. Orem taking the lead.
I think that's Iyongi, if I'm not mistaken. Number 1 gets the pitch on the speed option, takes it into the end zone. Okay, American Fork, here we are. American Fork has impressed us for 2 weeks. But how impressive can it be if you're 0-2 at the end of 2 weeks?
It's a great question, and, they had this game, Jeff. It felt like it was in their control. They were rolling.
It was 20-6.
Orem wasn't having a lot of success.
Yeah.
And now 25-20 Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers, they're going to go for 2 here, look to extend this lead to 7. The AF offense that we had sang their praises because it had surprised us. They had been going so well. They've been shut out in the second half. How do they respond now as with trailing with a deficit for the first time tonight?
Let's go out to this game for the 2-point call.
Field 4 wideouts in the formation. As Cavas waiting, and it's incomplete. Good defense over on the far side. I think Bourgeois got there first.
Bourgeois getting it done again. We love to see Bourgeois. Viva la Bourgeois. With the great pass coverage. Say it with me, my friend.
Bourgeois. 5 plays, 2 minutes. And the Tigers lead. Still a lot of time, though. 9:45 to go.
In Orem and Alpine Credit Union.
Boy, who would have thunk that you could watch football and get French lessons from Moose Bingham all at the same time?
You know how many times I've said in my life, if I ever learn French, I'm going to call Moose?
Yeah.
I've said it all the time. That's the guy who I want to teach me French.
Well, all you got to do is turn in that AF Orem game, and you'll get to learn. Timpview's just across the 50, as AF will have an opportunity here for a late drive. It'll be interesting to see what that looks like.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, huge drive, make or break drive. If I'm Timpview, you got to look to push the ball down the field. You've got to try to find chunk yards. This is where the Pula boys, I would really look to them as much as possible, because you can't settle for those 8-yard passes right now where the clock is going to continue to run. You've got to get chunk yards.
We've got another great game. We're going to start to dive into the camera angle is going to be a little difficult for us to work with, but we're going to do our best here. It is Riverton hosting Ridgeline. Remember, Ridgeline had a dominant win last week.
Yeah.
Thought, here's the Riverhawks. Riverton. What is this, Coach? Or year 2, year 3 for Coach Freeman?
Coach Freeland, I think it's year 2. This would be a big win. I get that there's the classification that you would think that Riverton would be the favorite, but the Ridgeline's got talent all over.
All over. It is in overtime. It's 28-21 Ridgeline. Riverton has the ball, as we will switch out to that game in time as you see the incomplete pass there in that Orem American Fork game.
Do we have a time left in this AF game? I don't see.
It's the fourth quarter.
It's the fourth quarter. Maybe 12, maybe 2 minutes.
You know what? Let me see if I can hit up sources.
There we go.
May just know someone out at that game.
There we go. And to update you on this overtime game, Riverton and Ridgeline. Riverton.
Ridgeline penalty.
Yeah, Ridgeline penalty. Riverton is at the 12 or so yard line in overtime, down by 1 score.
The flat there, and you see Ridgeline coming up to make the stop. A gain of maybe 4 there for Riverton. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Silver Wolves.
All right, uniform police.
Yeah.
Ridgeline. They've got some neon green looking helmets.
I did not like the neon green.
Yeah.
Did you like that?
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's really hard to execute.
I'll tell you this. I mean, it's easy to see who's on your team.
That is true.
You don't get confused about, Coach, I didn't see him.
Yeah.
That excuse goes out the window.
That is true.
2nd down here for the Silver Wolves. They'll go a little play action, a little zone read, well, little run pass option there, and that was incomplete.
So 3rd down coming up here for Riverton. This is obviously a huge play. This is a tricky down and distance, I think. Obviously, you're going for it, down score.
Well, yeah, 4 down territory.
You've got 4 downs. I think you go to the end zone.
You like that?
I think so.
I think I run it here.
Looks like Coach Freeland is calling. They're out in the spread.
Yeah,
There's
5 wide. And we'll throw it. That caught down to about the 5-yard line. That's going to be awfully close. They are going to be short. It'll be about a 4th and 2, I believe, here for Riverton in this first overtime.
This Ridgeline team, I mean, this is a big win for Ridgeline if they can pull this off. You would expect Ridgeline to win, but really, I mean, anytime a 4A school, they go up, they play, they travel down south, right? That's a long drive from Millville. This is a big win for that program if they can pull this off. Really, it comes down to, a yard, a half a yard is all that's left right now.
You do have to remember, I mean, to your point, that's a 2-hour bus ride.
Yeah.
And as someone who drives on Friday afternoon traffic, that's more like a 3 or 4 hour bus ride.
Yeah.
Not easy to do. But I love these teams that we're seeing. We're seeing a lot more this year, I think.
Yeah.
Teams playing up.
Yes.
Right? Morgan playing up.
Yes.
Ridgeline playing up. You see all these classifications that are not afraid to go play 1, 2 classifications higher.
Yeah.
Get their kids that exposure, that experience. It's been awesome to see.
And it's cool to see on the other side, too, that a school like Riverton, knowing the talent that Ridgeline has, they take that game as well.
Yep. 4th down and the ball game here in overtime. 4th and 4. And we got a timeout being taken here. Meanwhile, Timpview's down inside the 5. Again, the T-Birds trailing 31-17. They've got some work to do here. This would go a long ways for the T-Birds.
Yeah, they got to figure out a way to punch this into the end zone quick. I don't know. We don't know exactly how much time is left, so maybe it's an onside kick situation. It might be a hope you get a quick stop and get the ball back. But it starts right here. They got to be able to score, punch the ball in the end zone really quickly.
See what they do. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 2. As still in a timeout, that Riverton game. They're coming out of it. We'll make sure to get you there for that 4th down play.
And by way of update, American Fork, they had to punt the ball deep in their own end zone. The ball takes just a terrible American fork bounce. The punt went out to across the 50-yard line, bounced back about 20 yards.
Look into the end zone, that broken up. Let's head out to Riverton. 4th and 4, ball game here in overtime for the Silver Wolves. They need a touchdown or 4 yards to keep this going. To the air, to the end zone, and that was out to the flat, and I think he's short.
Yeah, I think he's either short or looked like maybe it was
incomplete.
broken up. Tough to see. For those of you on the radio, tough to see from the angle that we've got.
They did force that sideline back. I don't know if there was a flag on the play. We've got an extremely far zoomed out camera.
Yeah,
So
this is 0.5 mode for sure.
This is not even needle in a haystack.
And we'll flash back over to Timpview. They
credit him with a touchdown.
Yeah, I think they were able to punch that ball into the end zone.
They threw this into the flat, and I couldn't tell if he broke the goal line there or not, but indications appear as though this will be a touchdown. Jeff, you alluded to it. Orem does have the football. There's 8 minutes to go in that Orem AF game as we await the call here at Riverton.
And if Orem could find a way to score, I mean, it feels like that's the death knell,
Yes.
right? I mean, Taden Kawa right here, he's going to take the quarterback run. It looks like he's a little dinged up, slow to get up on the play.
And it looks like at Riverton they brought out the sticks and it's short.
Wow.
They brought it out for measurement and short. The ball game over. Ridgeline hangs on 28-21 in overtime.
Man, that's a heartbreaking loss for Riverton. They were right there, but we just talked about a big win for a school from Cache County to come down and take on one of those Salt Lake County schools. That's going to be a big deal in Cache County tomorrow.
And if you're Riverton, hold your heads high, guys.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people you lost to a 4. No. You lost to a really good 4A team, one that is going to be well positioned to compete for a state championship in 4A.
Yeah.
And you're in year 2 or 3 of a massive rebuild. Oh, how about that catch for Orem?
There he is again.
This guy's been a stud all night.
Kauea Kana, man, he is the real deal. This is kind of his coming out party, his introduction. For those of you who don't know him, Kauea Kana is already a high 3-star. He will be a 4-star by the time his career in high school is all said and done. He's a junior. Class of 2026. Look, I'm a recruiting guy, one of those recruiting nerds. The class of 2026 is historically deep for BYU. For the state of Utah. There are already, I think, 4 inside the top 50. I mean, it's big.
Goes for 2. No, sorry, that's for the touchdown.
Yeah.
You know, I've been so impressed. Akana, is that right?
Yeah.
The receiver?
Yeah.
He's had a couple grabs tonight where it's like, that's almost, I can't believe it. All right, give me a little leash here.
I'm ready. I know where this is going.
That's almost Jerome Miles-ish.
Yeah.
Some of his one-handed ability, his ability to track, to win balls in the air. He's not Jerome Miles.
Sure.
I want to be really clear,
Sure.
right? But you see aspects where it's like, oh, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Really talented young man.
He isn't Jerome Miles today. You look at Jerome Miles, some of the things he did as a junior, there's a lot of similarities between Akana and Miles. There's no question about it.
So we'll head back out here. Timpview needing to get a stop. Well, that'll help. T-Bird's able to get the TFL behind the line of scrimmage. This Peak offense been different tonight.
Yeah, it has been. They've had a lot of life, especially here in the second half against a very good defense. Big play, Isa Galliai. Look, I mean, Timpview's got to get off the field really, really quickly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see here as we have a timeout being taken in that Timpview game. I was curious, kind of, time remaining. I know there's less time in this one than in the AF Orem game. That AF Orem game has about 7 minutes to go. So this one, certainly less time than that. Let's go kind of around some of the state. Jeff, catch some of our listeners up on some scores that we've seen come across. Park City, Timpanogos, we alluded to this one earlier, all minors. That one 41-21 last check for Park City.
Big game we talked about earlier, Crimson Cliffs. They were up on Bingham. Bingham was able to come back in the second half. A couple of late touchdowns. Charger Doty had a pick 6 in that game for Bingham. They get the win at Crimson Cliffs 17-7.
A game we haven't talked about a lot tonight. Clovis East taking on West. That game was tied at 21 in the third quarter last check. Nice battle tonight from the Panthers.
Another game. I mean, just kind of going around the state here. Park City, they are, last checked here, they're up 2 scores. That was a back-and-forth game, Park City and Timpanogos. Park City is up 41-27 in that game.
Big conversion there for Lone Peak, as that will allow them to take some more time off the clock. Meanwhile, Weber PG, we talked about this game earlier, 14-12. The Warriors at home with a slight lead over the Vikings in the fourth quarter.
Can't be red zone without talking about Carbon Dinos for Dusty. The Dinos, the comeback win last week. Now they are up. It's looks like the last report, end of the third quarter, they're up 33-19 over Grand.
They're playing some inspired football for our boy, aren't they?
I think so.
It's fantastic. Did you talk about Bingham Crimson?
We did talk about
You
Bingham.
talked about that?
Yep.
My bad. I'm getting there. We're getting there.
Well, we'll get you. We'll get you up to speed.
Just give me a little bit of time. By week 10, I should be okay. North Summit, South Summit, 20-0. North Summit.
That's a surprising result.
Yes.
Game we tracked kind of internally. We could never get out there. But Box Elder Mountain Crest, right? The Manaway rivalry. I don't know. I made that up. The rivalry of Sardine Can. I don't know. We'll come up with something. But Mountain Crest, a late field goal in the fourth quarter to take a 15-14 lead, and they are able to hold on and get the win and escape Brigham City. They're going to hit Peach City, have some shakes on their way out as they go back across the canyon to Mountain Crest.
That is a really good win. That Box Elder team is talented. The Battle of the Airfield. No, not Clearfield. Northridge 20-14 last check, the lead over the Leighton Lancers.
Olympus that had that heartbreaking loss to Spanish Fork a week ago. They respond nicely. 37-15 win over Provo in another game up north. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but Roy, man, we got to start paying more attention to Roy. All over Fremont, 50-16.
Yeah, that's a really good Roy team. See if we can't get out there. See some of the Roy boys in person. Fell down early, ain't no thing for the Brighton Bengals. Trails 14-0 at the end of the first. Brighton coming back 30-21. The Bengals defeating Syracuse tonight.
Tough loss for the Titans. They're going to have to. They're in a little bit of a rebuild. New coaching staff.
Yep.
Lost a lot of seniors. They're in a little bit of a rebuild. Coach Drew Jones over at Viewmont.
You stole it.
Viewmont, the Vikings, up 26-18 over Granger. The last report that we've got, the fourth quarter is just about to get underway, so I don't know if that's a slow update or if they had a lightning delay or something, but that game, our last report, 26-18 at the start of the fourth quarter.
We did not talk about Viewmont last week, but in their win last week, here's the line for their quarterback, 22 of 29, 316 yards, 5 touchdowns with a rushing TD. That squad for Coach Jones. Look out for Viewmont this year. They might surprise some people.
You know, this transfer palooza, transfer craziness, it's everywhere, right? Viewmont was able to retain a lot of their talent. Speaks to the culture that Coach Drew Jones has up there in Bountiful, that they were able to keep most of their players, and it's paying dividends in the early going of the season.
How about this? This is a good representation for the state of Utah this week. Skyridge out at Liberty, Nevada. So for those of you not familiar, Liberty tends to be the second best program in Nevada. In fact, they beat Bishop Gorman for a state championship 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a really good program. Skyridge 27-14. Good fight from the Falcons tonight on the road.
Good bounce back
Yes.
after that heartbreaking loss. They were up big, and they couldn't get it done against Timpview, and then get a tough opponent in Liberty. They're loaded with Division I talent at Liberty. They are almost as good as Bishop Gorman. That's an impressive showing for Skyridge. We talked about Green Canyon a little bit earlier. I mean, they pitch a shutout, 24-0 over Stansbury. We got to pay attention to Green Canyon. I mean, they kind of surprised us last year. They can't surprise us 2 years in a row, Dane. We're too good to be surprised twice.
Yeah, we're on to their little game. We're not going to fall for that. We did not talk about this game. There's, I don't know if anyone thought it'd be close, but Davis all over Copper Hills.
Yeah.
Davis had that tough loss last week against Lehigh. You wondered, well, what would they look like? I get it, but it's a good response from Davis. Put up 56 points tonight in a big win for the Davis Darts.
Game we had here, we tracked for most of the night, but update the final score. Alta at Westlake. Alta also pitches a shutout. They get the 24-0 win over Westlake.
As Lone Peak just trying to saw this one away. AF, a big play. They got this down inside the 10, and a touchdown scored for American Fork. This was a little wide receiver screen.
I think I saw a flag just
Yes,
flash
there
in the
was.
middle of my screen.
I think
there.
it was going to be right back there for a hold. So I think this will probably come back near where the original line of scrimmage was. One other game we'll update you on. We were talking about this one off air. Beaver taking on Grantsville tonight. Beaver 35-0.
A lot of shutouts tonight.
And Beaver shut out South Summit last week.
Yeah. Well, it's not a bad start to the season to not give up points in 2 weeks.
That defense is pretty good. And oh, by the way, they still have Bodie Wheatley, or Bo Wheatley, as we like to call him.
Yeah.
And they don't even have to bring him off the injury list to come back and win a national championship. They're playing him all year long. We go back out to Timview. Oh, Niumatelu. Good call.
Yeah, wow. That Timpview defensive line, they won that round. Big play. I mean, Timpview's got to find a way to get the ball back. Maybe let's go out to Timpview. Let's hear from the. Well, now they're calling a timeout. So.
Do you know the reference for Bo Wheatley?
No.
Really?
I feel like I should.
Yeah, you
I
should.
feel like you're going to tell me and I'm going to remember because
I don't know if you'll remember because this is very nuanced.
Okay.
And you're probably too young.
Well, maybe.
When you're as old as I am. Coach. You ever watch the show, Coach?
Oh, you know what? Dusty has done this, and so he told me, Coach.
Dusty's done this?
I wouldn't have known the Coach, but Dusty has told me all about this Coach reference. I feel like I'm having this
You've
conversation
really not
again.
seen Coach?
I'm too young.
Oh, man.
I'm just a little too
For all
young.
you youngsters out there, Craig T. Nielsen.
I remember when it came out. I remember my parents watched it, but I was like 5. So, sorry.
Okay, here. Yep, we're going there. You want to know which school used to come out to the Coach fight song?
Ready.
You want to take a guess?
I haven't even a clue.
You don't even want to guess.
Notre Dame.
It's a Utah High School, Jeff.
I have no idea who it is.
Bingham!
Oh.
Bingham's pregame, they used to come out to the fight song, the theme song from the sitcom Coach. It's classic. Luther Van Dam and is a character, the assistant coach.
I need to check
Good
it.
stuff.
Everyone I've
Good
ever
stuff.
talked to says it's great. And I trust you, Dane. I don't know if I should or not, but I trust you.
You should.
I'll check it out.
AF in the red zone. You see that pass just beyond the outstretched hands. And a flag coming in. There's about 5 minutes left in this game, according to our sources.
And by way of update, Timpview, they did force a third down stop. So Lone Peak is going to have to punt this back to the T-Birds. Timpview is down 31-24. And we've got some confusion.
Well, they snapped the football. Timpview is saying there should be a penalty, but
they just
I
snapped the
don't see a
football,
flag.
and nobody made any attempt to catch the football. They just let it roll. So we got some crazy. We got referees in both games here. I mean, we've got American Fork, Orem. We're all kind of standing around looking at the stripes to tell us what to do. We've got Timpview and Lone Peak. We're all kind of standing around looking at the refs telling us what to do. We'll figure this out.
They're backing Lone Peak up quite a bit. Lone Peak's sitting back at their own 15-yard line right now.
Orem.
They spotted at the 24. Here's AF.
Coming off the back. It's sacked. Ball's loose. Who's got it?
It says incomplete. From the
Incomplete. Pass as Gaisford had no clue.
Oh.
That was coming on the backside.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, and AJ, he gets his.
From the Tiger defense.
He came unblocked off that far side.
That is what defensive end dreams are made of, where you're sitting there, you're like, nobody's in front of me.
Second down.
Here we go.
So that brings up 2nd and 3.
Nope, 2nd and 8.
I think the first down marker is still down at the 5.
It's 1st and goal, 2nd and goal. Well, I don't know.
Not sure, but Gaisford looking over the middle. Incomplete.
Oh, no.
As it'll bring up 3rd down here. Didn't catch a number on who was in the middle there.
This is basically...
All right, we're going to bounce back and forth because, here come the T-Birds. How about a little hurdle action? I thought the Olympics were over.
Wow. You get those Pulas. I think that's Keenan Pula on that play. Let's go out to Timpview for this last drive.
extraordinary. Does a great job cutting back to the sideline and making sure he gets.
Wow, beautiful catch, great throw.
And it's a touchdown.
Good play, good
Wow.
American Fork touchdown.
Damian Wilkinson with the catch.
Man, Wilkinson coming in, big old 83. You love to see it. He's like, I think I knocked the wind out of myself, but it doesn't matter because I'm celebrating. Let's go.
8-yard touchdown from Gaysford. They're going to kick the extra point here. Again, 2 points doesn't.
1:24 to go. Rasmussen, quick pass, wide open is Ogata, and he gets out of bounds at the 31-yard line,
Pass
close to the
complete to number
29.
21,
He will stop
Abraham
the clock
Ogata.
with a minute 8 seconds, with a minute 18 left.
Another just blown coverage right there by Lone Peak. Wide open, able to get those 10 yards and out of bounds. At the very least, you got to tackle him in bounds if you're Lone Peak. Ryan Denny, man, somebody's got to check his heart. It's been an emotional roller coaster for him.
Pass caught, out of bounds, Jaron Pula.
And might I add, for all of us.
Oh, well, you would have expected that, though, coming into this game.
At the 25-yard line.
Pickup of 4 on that play for Jaron Pula.
2nd and 6 for Timpview.
Second down, 6 yards to go. And I am pretty sure Dane Stewart, Dusty Litzner, Jeff Hansen, Vince Francis are all glued to their screens right now. 4 men on the rush. Rasmussen to the end zone! Oh, just out of the reach of Tua
Pass
One.
ball's incomplete. Intended for number 12, Dennis.
Yeah, we're going to do this to you. We're taking you out to Orem because we got an onside kick coming up. American Fork, the ball game, sitting here on the tee for the Cavemen.
Won't, but they might not. You never know. They're being sneaky. Oh, no.
So
Gage Klein to kick off for.
they line up like they're going to kick it away.
But you've got 5 and 5, which they don't usually set up in that formation.
So the Cavemen going to try and rely on their defense here as Connect will boot it into the end zone.
No, he won't.
Oh, no, it takes a backspin, and
Brilliant job.
Ianki picks it up at the 7-yard line.
Oh, man.
That was almost the coolest onside kick I've ever seen in my life.
Just like we drew it up, man.
To onside kick to the 5-yard line.
By the way, I got feedback. People are all in on the coach show. Austin, good to hear from you, buddy. Back out to Timpview. T-Birds trying to put this, or come back.
Puts his head down, out of bounds. They'll run the clock. They need to get up to the line. 1 minute and 5 seconds left to go. 1 minute and 3 seconds to go. Rasmussen takes the snap, looks quickly, comes back to his middle, now throws to the end zone, and it's overthrown and complete. Had Ogata open in the end zone, but overthrew it by just a few inches.
Just too high. This place was ready to explode. They have been wanting this Timpview team, willing this Timpview team back into this game. We'll see if they can finish the job from the 7-yard line. Excuse me, 7.
Second and goal. Rasmussen throws, and out of bounds is Tua One at the 2-yard line as Rasmussen took a shot with 54 seconds even and a 3rd down and goal coming up from the 2.
To number 12, Dennis Tua One. He goes out of bounds at the 2-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal for the T-Birds.
No timeouts. 31-24. Lone Peak trying to hold on, shut the door, and pull off what would be the biggest win of the season so far for head coach Bart Brockbank, and probably one of the biggest upsets we've seen so far. Rasmussen throws. Batted it incomplete.
Pass
Pula had
ball's
it.
incomplete.
Looked like there was 2
It'll be
receivers
4th and goal
in the same area.
for the T-Birds.
And it'll be 4th and goal.
And if Lone Peak gets this stop, this should seal their victory.
One timeout left for Lone Peak. You wonder if they'll use it. Rasmussen looking. Rasmussen fires out of the end zone. Lone Peak's going to win.
Pass falls incomplete. It'll be a turnover on downs. Lone Peak will take over at the 2-yard line.
And that's just such a tough way to lose this ball game. He's throwing that ball off his back foot, just high. But both of these teams should be very proud at how they played tonight. Everything was left on the field, and you can take comfort in knowing that.
So it'll be just one snap. And the Lone Peak Knights are going to pull off the upset here this evening in Provo.
Wow.
This will be kind of fun though here, because they can't just take a
Can't
knee.
just kneel it. You gotta kind of
do
push
something.
this ahead.
They
And
do.
yeah, there you go. We do have a timeout in the AF Orem game. It's a first down for Orem, and they're back at about their own 20-yard line.
I think Orem is about a first down away from this one being over. I think without having the clock, just my simple math, I think there's about 2.5 is what I was going to say.
Look at you, Jeff.
Look at me. So they're
Take the
close.
blue screen of death.
Yeah. So they're close. One first down ices this. If you're American Fork, you got to sell out, try to strip the ball, force a fumble, do something.
This is our last game of the night. About 2 minutes to go. And Orem going to stay on the ground here. I like this call. You know, I think we've seen a couple times tonight where teams maybe try to get fancy. It's our strengths. Like, just take the dub, right?
Yep. You've got the win in the hand. Something about a bird. Bird in a hand. I don't know. There's some saying about a bird in a hand. So take it. Take it when you got the bird in your hands.
I think about 4 or 5 there for the Tigers, and this is at least the second timeout taken by American Fork. So best case, if you're a Caveman fan, is they have one timeout left.
Yeah.
And you've got a second down and 6 that you're trying to defend.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's ahead on that.
So you're one first down. One first down for the game. That's what's left in this one. Dane, I mean, what are your thoughts, your takeaways from week 2 as we wrap up and we come out of timeout? What are your big takeaways from week 2?
That's not fair. I was going to ask you that question.
I had to beat
I'm
you
the
to
host,
it.
Jeff.
That's true.
You know, I think you see teams getting more solid in week 2, right? Week 1, you get some butterflies. You're still getting your conditioning. You're getting your rhythm, everything kind of put together. I think we saw teams being more together. And some great comebacks tonight. Bingham was down on the road. Manti was down on the road. They both come back. How about this? We didn't talk about this. Week 1, St. George teams went winless. Week 2, as that's first down. So that'll do it for the Orem Tigers. They can probably just kneel it out after this. But week 2, I'm trying to think, did we see a Region 9 team get a win this week?
No, I don't think we did.
Canyon View? Our producer says the Falcons. We'll go with that. He's usually trustworthy. But Snow Canyon lost late. Dixie lost.
I might call fact check.
Pineview lost. Desert Hills lost. But Canyon View's, are they 4A?
Pineview, I got Pineview beating Canyon View.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, Pineview won.
But that's
our producer. His my trust in him just went down. Pineview got the win, so there's
do you
one.
know how many times he's tried to throw random X's into Scrabble words? Just like, oh, that's a word, Jeff. It's medical. That's what he says to me all the time, and just expects me to trust him.
Oh, he got mad at me for going to a punt that kept Farmington in the game. So anyway, we had a penalty on that play. So this one not done for Orem. We were closing up laptops here.
They'll fake the handoff. Iyangi screen pass. Riker Mickelson out past the 25. Ooh. Shoulders over a man. He's got the first down, and that might be it.
Oh, my goodness gracious, Great Falls of Fire.
Different color, same result. When you need a play, you go to Mickelson.
Yeah. He just stepped over a defender on his way to that first down. Like he wasn't even there. Just walked right over the top of him.
Wow. Jeff, your final thoughts, what we saw tonight, week 2?
You know, I've been impressed by American Fork all season long. They're 0-2, so I don't know what to make of that. But I think American Fork is a team. I think you see teams that are threats that maybe you didn't expect. I didn't expect Lone Peak to be as good as they've been. They've been very good. I don't think anybody's catching Corner Canyon in 6A, but I think Lone Peak's a bigger threat than I thought. I think American Fork, even with that 0-2 record, is a bigger threat than I thought. Look, in Ridgeline, they go in and they beat a Riverton team. They play up. That's impressive. They're maybe a bigger threat than we thought, and we thought they were going to be pretty good. So I think you see some of those teams that are starting to kind of introduce themselves that, hey, you overlooked us maybe a little bit all off season long, but we're here and we're going to be really good.
Good call. Region 3 is going to be fun, sneaky fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a runaway in that region.
Yeah,
they might all end with at least one region loss.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It'll be an interesting region. Great week 2. We want to thank you for joining us. We had great streams tonight. Jeff, thank you for joining us. It's great to have Dusty here, the whole half with us tonight. He'll be back again next week for week 3. We want to thank you, though, for joining us here on KSL Sports Red Zone. For Vince Francis, Jeff Hansen, Dusty Lister, my name is Dane Stewart, and we'll see you next week.